What's up, everybody? Welcome to the BigCeaz show. I'm your co-host JP. We are starting here without BigCeaz as he is going to bomb in from the SoFlo League. He was watching some hockey tonight, doing a little emceeing. We're going to get Brandan Tobin in here in just a second. We'll go ahead and start with our sponsor here. We got itixnow.com. Looking for tickets without all the crazy fees? Check out itixnow.com, the verified marketplace where verified season ticket holders connect directly with fans. No hidden fees, no waiting for payouts, just real fans buying and selling tickets the way it should be. Visit itixnow.com today for Panther tickets, Marlin tickets, Red Sox tickets, Inter Miami tickets, Dolphins tickets, and experience ticket buying the way that it's meant to be. That being said, since our last episode, LeBron has chosen not to come to Miami. One of the things I want to talk about with Brendan. So let's go ahead and welcome in here, Mr. Brandan Tobin.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Thanks for having me tonight.
How are we doing?
Doing good. We're live right now. Yeah, I'm watching. Yep. I'm on my edge of my seat, seeing if the Marlins can actually snap this losing streak right now.
Oh, geez.
So,
yeah.
We'll see. They're down 7-5, bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded, no outs.
Oh, geez. All right, I'll have to keep that in the corner here.
Squeaky cheeks.
So, yeah, fair enough. That was actually I'm from Massachusetts, so I was getting 790 and QAM from the iHeartRadio app back in the day. So hearing you and like guys like Zaslow and Levitard and all them, it was such a fun experience to have from a distance because it made sports so much fun for me. And I like to be in a part of that and just kind of getting in on the bits. And you say Marlins, and I immediately think of Macho Marlins Man.
Yeah,
which was one of my favorite things that you did. I'm sure it's everybody's.
Yeah, but, it's a love or hate thing. It's like everybody either loves it or there are a few who just like despise it because it's not the best Macho Man impression, but it's just a ridiculous bit of just the entire part of it was just like, hey, how can we talk Marlins that people won't tune out? I think this would be a way to do it.
You had the cadence right.
Yeah,
I think you're just missing probably the decades of cocaine.
Yes,
that afforded Randy Savage that voice, allegedly. So yeah, first I guess I wanted to talk about Heat. We had the big news of LeBron James kind of eschewing everybody else to go to the least expected place that I thought he was going to go to. So I just wanted to know what you thought about his move there.
I was definitely surprised. I definitely was surprised. My initial thing was like, it wasn't original like anybody else. I definitely thought in the early goings, this was all kind of a ruse to go to Cleveland. Like he was eventually going to, say, I have to go back home, finish where it all started. And that was going to be the movie.
Yeah.
And then definitely at the Giannis press conference, I know some people earlier felt like it was a real possibility. I know some people who covered the team really felt that way and tapping in with them. But when I was at the Giannis presser, it definitely felt like, when Riley says, land the other plane, it felt like they felt confident it was going to happen. And it definitely felt like the media narrative had turned that way. And, the Philly thing was kind of cute, but it definitely didn't feel like it was a possibility anymore. So I was surprised. I was on the air when it happened, and I definitely needed to take a moment. Like, really, that's where he decided to go, Philly. And my big thing of it was I just couldn't imagine LeBron teaming up with Joel Embiid. I thought that was like that's kind of the trump card on all of it. It's like I can't really trust playing with the guy as much as you like Maxey and he's dynamic and you respect Jaylen Brown. And I think Edgecombe's going to be a really good player. Like it's a good roster, but the big thing is their highest priced piece has always been the thing that's held him back. They haven't been to a conference finals with him in his career. So I still think that's just a big thing that lingers over them. I mean, obviously, by eyeball test, they have great talent. That's why everybody always talks about the Sixers as the what if. But I was definitely surprised that was the place he ended up picking.
Yeah, I kind of see like Embiid is kind of like he's filling a role that Anthony Davis had, where he's like maybe he's going to be there for 40 games during the regular season. And there was talk of him wanting Anthony Davis on the Warriors to make that move. But I don't know. I think it's a lot going into a lot of what ifs, just based on the history to be confident and all that. It's kind of
Definitely.
weird decision.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of what ifs. And then you think about the East looks pretty hefty this year. Like maybe in other years, if you were in the East, you would think, well, I can get in there as an 8 seed and we'll play in and we'll be fine. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be one of those years. And so, yeah, you do kind of wonder, like, how quickly do those guys adjust to each other? How many games are he going to play? How many is LeBron going to play? Are they going at this just trying to play right off the bat, or are they going to play as no, just get to the playoffs type team? So there's a lot of questions, but I think, ultimately, yes, you are disappointed, I think, with the Heat just because it would have been cool. It would have been nostalgic. It would have definitely added some things that they need. But instead, that power goes somewhere else and you get them for very, very cheap. So there's no doubt that was an element of it too. It's like, it's not only he doesn't pick Miami, but he goes to a place that does fortify another contender in the East that they're going to have to go through.
One of my favorite outcomes of all this kind of madness is the fact that Boston is absolutely screwed. Like, they watch so many teams in the East pass them by in the in free agency. They lose Jaylen Brown because of how they handled the Giannis stuff, especially. Even if there was stuff, prior to that, they definitely lost him because of the Giannis stuff. And then we're looking at, they they basically gave the 76ers the team that landed LeBron.
Yeah. And, no, it's a bad summer for them. And it does feel good because it kind of feels like they fell ass backwards into a championship because, the Heat's little pissing match with Joe Cronin ended up with Drew Holiday going to Boston, and that kind of it did work out. That do-si-do blew up in the Heat's face, and it ended up with Boston winning and the guy that the Heat wanted in Milwaukee. So it's nice for the shoe to be on the other foot. I was joking about that because I honestly was like, I was so beaten down as a Heat fan. I was like, they're not going to get Giannis. Like this is like as much as
seen this episode
like
so many times.
Yeah, it just felt like, this. And so I remember tweeting out, like, it would be nice for once if the Heat got Giannis, Jaylen Brown asked out, and Tatum's just not quite the same to carry a team because he's coming still a full season on the Achilles. And a lot of that has worked out. I mean, we'll see what Boston's going to be. I kind of feel like people are giving the uniform respect more so than the roster. We'll see. We'll see how, because I feel like they still got to be careful with them. I still feel like you got to be careful with a Jason Tatum. But, certainly Paul George is not the guy you want as a running mate. I mean, who the hell trusts him?
It's an odd thing because they could have gotten so much more from just about anybody, and it kind of feels like the Luka thing.
Yeah.
All over. It was like, it was just I need to get rid of this guy. Just take him.
Yeah, it definitely does have a feeling of that. And I know that people have said, no, his market's not quite the same and whatnot, but I don't know. It still feels very little. Like they couldn't have found any other piece that was out there, so pretty surprising.
Yeah. We got BigCeaz chiming in from the comments here on his ride in. What's your take of him living in New York instead of Philly?
That is a little bit strange. I mean, I guess when you think about it, if you have the means and you're LeBron James, why not? If that's where you want to live in the big city instead of Philly. But again, that's why I found the Philly thing to be weird. Like, there is a part of me that also is like, culturally, that's not like the warmest fan base in the world. And people have explained, like, well, the Sixers are probably the warmest of the Philly fans, I guess, if that's a thing. But I don't know, like, they were pretty rough on Ben Simmons by the end of that thing. They were pretty rough on James Harden. Like, I remember listening to WIP on the Odyssey app, and they're like, "You're dead to me, Harden." Like, it's I don't know. So I just think if you're LeBron and hopefully you give hopefully you have a nice landing and stuff like that. But what if you don't? Like, what if it looks rough and Father Time starts catching up with him, and then all of a sudden, then people will use that against you. It's like, oh, you helicopter in here. You're not even part of Philly.
Right.
Like they'll be that I can feel that being used against him in some way, shape, or form. Even though I know, JJ Redick has done it. I know other Sixers have done that before, but I could just, everything under LeBron is a microscope. So I would have felt like, wouldn't living in Miami have been a little bit easier? Like it's a city you do like living in at least.
Right. Yeah. Just wait for helicopter tax from NYC. It's a high profile helicopter leaves every home game in Philly. Can't wait for that. So looking at the positive, we're seeing like Giannis was the big win of the free agency because he's not 41, 42 years old. So I was pretty happy about that. I could have gone either way with LeBron because you know what you're getting right now, but you kind of don't, I guess we don't know what his every season is going to look like as he ages, but looking at the Heat, who do you think is going to be the next, I guess, that plane that Riley spoke about?
Well, I definitely think that he was referring to LeBron. I think that wasn't subtle. Like, I don't think there's another big plane right now that's obviously out there.
Yeah.
They seem very confident. I mean, the guys who are reporting that, and like Ethan Skolnick and Barry Jackson, Anthony Chang, like these are very credible guys that don't just throw stuff against the wall. And they've been very hot, and now the national media is starting to get on this Klay Thompson thing. And it's almost to the point where you wonder if the Heat already know Klay Thompson is willing to take a big buyout and put a lot of money on the table so that he can make him whole with their mid-level exception. Yeah. Obviously, the Mavericks are trying to hold out because they'd love to just trade for him. But I don't know that there's going to be a massive trade market for Klay Thompson. But I don't think that he's the big plane Pat Riley's talking about. Yeah. I did joke today, kind of. But also, like, there was a lot of fodder over this in that, Steph Curry seems like he's headed towards a, I don't know if it's a bad negotiation. I don't even want to say it's a divorce, but he seems like he's headed towards one of those classic aging athlete standoffs with an organization that he's going to have to decide, like, do I want to stick this out and be Kobe and Duncan and Dirk, or would I look to somebody else? Because nobody really cares about that stuff anymore, about being a one-team athlete. And it's long been rumored that him and Giannis want to play together. So there's some money troubles for sure, because I don't know if Steph Curry's going to leave all that Warriors dough on the table once the extension talks about. I can't imagine them stiffing him. I feel like they are going to offer him everything they can, because he's not even a player. He's like a religion to the Warriors fans. But if for whatever reason he leaves the option open to walk as a free agent, what does that mean? So like that could be one I could see, but most likely he won't. I think that the Heat will probably find something along the way as far as, whether it be a Kyrie shakes loose, maybe Kevin Durant becomes disgruntled again. I think
we landed the whale 7 years too late.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can see it being something like that, but I think off the top this season is like, the roster's pretty set outside of landing a Klay Thompson. And I don't necessarily know that even landing Klay Thompson or landing DeMar DeRozan, I don't think it really changes your title odds. I think what really would is, hey, Pelle Larsson takes a step this year, Nikola Jovic bounces back, the rookie brings you something, like those things you don't expect, but they do occur, like it did in 2019 for this team with Jimmy's first season. Yeah. Those are the things that I think really make a difference, more so than like trying to squeeze the last juice out of an aging star.
And another team locally that made a big move, probably the flashiest move as far as trades go, in my opinion, just because I'm a Panther fan, is Brady Tkachuk. So I'm sure you've talked ad nauseum about this on your show, but if you could give some of our watchers and listeners here some thoughts about that.
I just thought it was crazy. Like, it was one of those days. I think it was it Father's Day? I think it was Father's Day.
It was Father's Day, yep.
And I remember just like I was chilling in the pool. I had my phone, elbows out, just kind of looking at it. And I'm like, I remember seeing the Mackie Zemeskevich news. I was following this all on Twitter. And I'm like, oh. And I thought, honestly, because I was very stressed out about this offseason because I love Sergei Bobrovsky, and I was heartbroken that he left. Yep. But when I first saw, I bring that up because when I first saw the news, I thought that it was lining up for them to go get Hellybook. I thought they were going to go make the splash.
Exactly what I thought too. Yep.
I thought the Sam Miskevich, they were making that move to go get Helly. And then the Kachuk news comes through, and I'm just like, I stare at my phone because we joked about it, of course. Like we're all like, oh, of course he's gonna want to play down here one day. Like the obvious, duh. Like he's
after the Team USA thing,
it's just like, and you could just hear through the season, like a lot of those guys on Team USA play for the Canadian teams, like they were not getting embraced by their fan base.
No.
After that all happened, and so it kind of felt like it lined up for it, but it's just still seems silly. Like he's their captain. He's so good. Are the Panthers really going to do this again for just picks? Because you knew the pick, the top 10 pick was burning a hole in Zito's pocket. He ain't using that.
No, he wasn't going to use it. The window's now.
Right. The window's now. And so I couldn't believe it, but I should believe it just because that's what he does. And it's crazy. I can't believe that the team is going back at this thing after just a year from hell where, like you lose Barkey, Lusteranians has a grilling accident, Seth Jones has the collarbone, like all this just craziness that happens to this team. And so they set themselves up in a place where they just feel fortified. You just watch the Carolina Hurricanes win it. Obviously, they don't love them. And it just feels like it's going to set up for a really juicy, fun season.
Now, I was looking at the schedule for the Hurricanes opener. I can't help but notice that they're playing the Panthers when they raise the banner.
I know. That's
talk about petty.
It's crazy. You know what the thing that drives me nuts, though, that the hockey, they've done this now 2 years ago. They did this to the Panthers. Why is the champion? I know, like, the idea is you want them first and the cup gets returned. But why did hockey come up with the idea of, hey, let's in the afternoon?
Yeah, the 5 o'clock game is stupid. I flew down for the last few openers, and obviously it was a fun experience. The first year I think it was a 7 p.m. game, so it was a little better. But they filled up the slate for the first day, and 5 p.m. It was like the second game of the season. I think the Rangers played in the afternoon that day, and then we raised the banner on the Blackhawks, and it's 5 p.m. It was so weird.
Yeah,
nobody can watch it on the East Coast. Well, on the West Coast, nobody can watch it for sure. It's like you're shooting yourself in the foot with a ceremony like that.
I feel like everybody wants to gather. They want to, celebrate seeing the Cup. Do all retrospect. It just feels like, you're probably not watching any pregame when that happens. It's just it's a weird thing they're doing with the 5 o'clock start and then going to an original 6 showdown in prime time. I'm just like, these aren't the good teams. Like, when do we realize these aren't the good teams anymore? All the good teams are down south. Like, this is kind of how it's working right now. Can they get a 7 o'clock primetime game when the Cup is delivered?
You'd think. And so it's just one of those things. And I know there's going to be a lot of chirping that first game where it's like, yeah, you won it, but we weren't the Panthers last year. So I'm kind of thinking that's going to be a basis of some smack talk on their end.
I can't wait.
So you mentioned Bobrovsky, and I've mentioned here that I could go either way, but I did love him as a player. He was just a guy that you wanted in net, and he really took responsibility whenever it even wasn't his fault. Like he was playing with an AHL defense last season, and this is my view of them bringing out the Stanley Cup before.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was Ekblad because everybody else was down.
Yep.
All right.
I remember finding out the news. I was at SeaWorld with my kids. I was on a roller coaster line looking at Twitter, and I was just like, I think you
just the absolute worst time to get news like that.
Just the worst news to get the Barkov news.
You got to be dad.
That was a brutal one. You know what? Yeah. That's one of the first ones because my kids love Bob. And that's their favorite player too. And that was a tough conversation to have. Like, hey, your favorite player got traded. There was a little of that with Jimmy Butler, but not to the level of Bobrovsky. They love Bob. That's their guy too. And the fact that he's not going to be here this year is a little crushing them because kids don't want to hear about contract negotiations and what a guy's age is or their stats. Like when you fall, and that's we've lost some of that as fans. We lose like, hey, every fan, I feel like we get this GM syndrome, like where we feel like we have to be handling the responsibility of the
Yeah.
organization, where like you don't, sometimes you could just enjoy the player. And I think that's part of it. It's like, it's not that I don't understand where the Panthers are coming from with Bob. I get it. He's old. You know, you're terrified that you're going to get burned on it. But I'm with you. I don't feel like last year was a fair evaluation season for anybody. I don't think anybody should be held to that as their standard. And I felt like, the idea that the fans kind of were like, hey, you should take a discount because everybody took discounts and you made all this money for all those years. And I'm like, in what world does a guy sign a big contract? You go to 3 championships, you win 2, and anybody has any negotiations about that? Like, he should just be one of your favorites forever.
Yep.
Guys feel like they're going to get paid their worth. And I think that when you see what he went for, and then he tells you like, hey, I didn't really still think this was going to be over till you guys made the trade. I think he was probably just hoping the Panthers would show him a little love, and it kind of felt like the Panthers were like, nah, we'll do it without you. And we'll see. I mean, I still think the Cats are loaded. Don't get me wrong, but we all could face the nightmare scenario of him shutting them down for 4 games in the series.
I think 2 things with that. One, I think that he's probably going to be the last one out of this crew to get their number retired as a result. And 2, I'm really glad that I got my son a guy that has a no move as far as the jersey goes and in a long-term contract. So I was thinking of that.
Yeah.
Our illustrious host has decided to grace his presence, so I do have a visual aid to. I'm adding you.
Tobin!
What's up, BigCeaz? What's going on, dude? Thanks for having me.
Bro, what's going on, gentlemen? Man, I was just going to sit back there and relax. I'm like, these guys have the show. They got it all handled.
You're just watching. You like to watch, don't you?
Yeah. No. So I heard you guys were talking about Bobrovsky. Yeah, and I think I too was a little bit disappointed that they didn't sign him, but it feels like their feelings got hurt. I think both with Dale Talon, and I think Dale Talon, instead of waiting for free agency, and he ended up just pulling the trigger and making the move on getting a goaltender here. And once that deal was made, I think Bob is like, okay, well then it's time to look elsewhere. And I thought maybe him taking a little bit of a friendly deal in Toronto was like an FU moment.
Yep.
To Florida, right? So, I love Bob. I definitely gonna miss him, but I don't think Markstrom is no slouch either. I know he gets a lot of the bad rap, especially with, being on bad teams, especially in New Jersey. This is the best team he's ever played on. So Tobin, like, what are you excited about this Panther group besides, obviously adding Brady Tkachuk? What's making you excited this year?
I think I'm definitely excited to get Barkey back. Obviously, I thought that was so heartbreaking what happened to him, and like to even see some of the clips of what he was doing in Finland was cool, and it kind of makes you feel like, man, imagine if he was playing in the Olympics. Like, Finland might have won that damn thing, and then like, where is everybody standing with like Team USA, and does Brady Tkachuk end up leaving Canada because they're not pissed at him because USA won the gold? So
I tell you what, I was wrong about the Brady Tkachuk thing. I've said it all along here, and I never thought he was going to come to Florida. I thought maybe he'd want to do his own like legacy, like I don't want to live under my brother's umbrella sort of thing. No. Maybe win a cup under his terms, but just hearing things from internal, it seems like he wasn't really ready for being that captain or ready to be the leader. So, and the way that him and his brother got along in the Olympics, and it started in 4 Nations last year, it all makes sense.
It's an interesting thing too, because like I remember Tkachuk's Matthews' first press conference here, and like I I remember like Barkov, everybody's like, yeah, I'm gonna lead in a different type of way. But he's kind of like a captain, obviously, by attitude, but he's, maybe on structure, it's still like everybody follows that example from Barkov. So I think it's kind of cool that you get a revitalization of the team, and he gets to kind of go on that conquest for the first one. Because I do think that like when you go back after, so many times, it sounds spoiled, but I do think you kind of need that new thing to gun for. And so like bringing him here, Gudis coming back, and like, all right, we're gonna get this one for Radko. I'm so excited about that.
Oh, me too. I think I was really excited for that one. And then Hathaway. Hathaway has been such a pain in the Panthers' ass.
He's a dog
for so long, and now to have him on our side, it's going to be fun to watch.
It just feels like they're coming with just a complete vengeance, and I'm excited for it because last year was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I guess it's just like it's gonna happen. You'd figure like after all those runs, you're gonna have a burnout year. But some of the things were just so snake bit. You couldn't believe like the things you were hearing. As
grill
to why
thing.
guys were
The
getting
grill
hurt,
thing.
The grill thing is crazy. I mean, I still don't understand that.
He was gone for like 2 months.
It was incredible. It was insane. I mean, it feels like Vito went out and got more depth for this team. So, if we do end up getting some injuries, knock on wood, that we're able to sustain that. I think we were doing okay during the beginning of the season. And then once Seth Jones left, that was it. That was it. It was like, damn, what do we do now?
Yeah, that was also like just a bullet in the Winter Classic. Like I'm like that, and that
was pretty much the largest attended funeral for a sports team.
Dude, it was. You're not kidding. You're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have. Everybody's worried about just the ice holding up, and we're like, well, what about his collarbone? Is that gonna hold up? No, it's all right. That's terrible.
Oh my gosh,
we're collecting captains like Infinity Stones over here.
I know exactly. Shouts out to RC, love him, man. I want to go back real quick, and I know you guys talked a little bit about the Heat, but I want to ask you, Tobin, who has more pressure now on this team? Eric Spoelstra, Giannis, or Bam?
It's a great question. I think probably nationally it's Giannis just because he's the one who left the team, but I actually think it's Bam. I think I think this is a huge year for Bam Adebayo. Because listen, this is the year everybody's been talking about Bam's contract forever, that he's making the money. Obviously, some of his teammates were disgruntled about it based on the Tyler Hero beef. But this is the year where it all really kicks up. And, when you bring a guy in like Giannis, which has been circled and rumored for a while that he was, wanted to play with Bam. But it is interesting, like they don't have like this super close relationship. Like they're still learning each other. As speaking with Giannis at his intro, he was like, yeah, we had that first practice together, and it was great to get to see what a great player he is up close. But I think everybody has definitely taken note of, hey, Bam has gotten the sweetheart deal as far as the organization believing in him. Now he does work his ass off and does everything the coach asks, and he does do it by sacrificing and not getting to do the fun stuff all the time. But I still think that if he does come up short again, and if he does look like a guy who's not as solidified as a partner, we were talking about before you got on here, the idea of, if would they snoop around Steph? Will they snoop around somebody else? Like then it becomes, all right, well, would you flip? Obviously, Pat Riley said it'd take a lot for him to trade Bam, but I do think there's a lot of pressure on him this year. I think there's a lot of pressure on him to show that he can bring that kind of ferocity, because I feel like the reason everybody is looking at this team and still saying, maybe they're still a play-in team is because they don't think that Bam is that guy as a running mate with Giannis. So we'll see. But I think he's obviously proven it before that him and Jimmy were a good enough duo to get to the finals. But now you got to see if he can get over the top, because I think even Bam would tell you, even getting to the finals isn't good enough for him. He wants to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. And, it's going to be very interesting this season, especially with the roster that they have. I think I don't even think they have bad shooters either. I like the way they're shooters. I think most of their shooters shot over 39% from the 3-point line too. So they have shooters. I guess we just need more depth and a guy that can close it out. I know DeRosa's probably a guy that we're looking at, right, DeMar? Is there
Sure.
anybody else particular? I know we drafted Johnson this year. He could be a rookie. I know they stopped him in the summer league, so they didn't play him the full league or the full season in the
Out of
summer league.
contention at that point, right?
Yeah.
When he was taken out.
He looked pretty good out there.
He did, yeah. He
Although he did make a lot of shots, but yeah, talk a little bit about that.
I think Conwell looks like. Here's the thing with the Heat. Usually, if they're doing a shooting prospect, that's something I really, really trust their front office to go out and find, because that's kind of their bag, is like overlooked shooter, guy who has a super skill set. They feel they can lean into. You think of in the second round, Pelle Larsson, Mario Chalmers, Josh Richardson. Like, they've had a lot of success drafting in that range. The undrafted guys like Duncan Robinson and Max Strus, like that's really their bag of like, hey, can we find a guy who could just fit a role and especially is good at shooting? So Conwell putting up the volume that he did at Louisville last year feels like he looked physically like, okay, this guy can play right away. Like when I watched Kasper Jakachonis last year, a lot younger,
Yeah.
you'd be like, this kid's gonna be a little bit like, you could see the talent, but it's gonna take some molding to get him ready to go. Where Conwell, I'm like, I can see this guy playing minutes this year. I could see him having a pretty limited role for Miami. I agree with you. I like a lot of the shooters they brought. Tim Hardaway was really good at that last year. They seem eerily confident about the Klay Thompson thing, even though it's not really in their control. It almost feels like they know something with the way they're moving with that. But you bring up the late game playmaking. That is certainly a big glaring thing that we see right now, because the only thing you could really say as an organization, would they be confident? Davion Mitchell stepping up and playing like he has in some of the playing games, and he's going to be that guy. We'll see. He's lost a ton of weight. He's been working out with Giannis a little in Greece. He's relentless with his work ethic. Or Pelle Larsson taking another step this year.
I'm hoping Pelle Larsson. I really liked him last year, and I'm hoping he does take that next step.
Yeah, and he is like the quintessential like balls to the wall Heat guy. Like, he's honestly probably the Heat guy who could be a Panther, like with just how much reckless abandon he plays with. Also, he's Swedish, which is kind of weird that he's a basketball player instead of a hockey player, to be honest with you. He's hung out with Gustav Forsling before, but I think I was like, oh yeah, he's the star of Sweden. So like when I watch these Euro League games, I'm like, he gets all the shots. He has to drop 30 for them to have a chance. But I think they really I think they feel good about that. And I'm all for bringing in a couple of names. I like bringing in names, but I don't necessarily look at, if you had to tell me, hey, what gets the Heat over the top or take a step? Like, yeah, Klay Thompson and DeMar DeRozan are credentialed and they're good players, but I feel like what really makes them take a step is one of their young guys goes along for the ride with a superstar, and like you could count on them a little bit more. Because honestly, that's usually what happens, and that's what we've seen in any of these championship teams. Is usually it's a role guy you don't see coming, or maybe you saw flashes of and then just takes another step. And I think that's where the Heat are going to need that if they're going to do something this year.
And the Heat are really good at like poaching players from other summer league teams. Like if they're like, especially with Eric Spoelstra out there in Vegas, watching all these other games too, right?
Mm-hmm.
If some of these because I think you're allowed to get somebody from another summer league, am I correct?
Yeah.
Or do they have to go through waivers?
It depends if they're on like what contract they're on. So like if a guy signs you to if you're signed to a 2-way deal, somebody can sign you to a standard deal. If you're just on a 10-day, they can sign you to a 2-way. You know, like, so you always, it's kind of like when you get positional rankings, it's like, oh, if you sign them up a contract, then you could poach them. If they but if they're on a standard, they're usually they're locked in unless they got released.
Okay, good to know. JP?
No, I figured we would finally circle back and talk about the man for a quick little bit here. So I guess I want to start with, I guess, how being a radio host is different than how it started for you.
Well, I think
Like,
the thing that's
all
just
the extra.
Yeah, you kind of lean into it. Like the thing that's just different is everything these days. So it's like when you're a radio host, you're also streaming, you're also making content, you're adding the video landscape to all this. We were pretty early on to a lot of that stuff, Leroy and I, because at one point we lost one of our co-hosts, and then I was just like, it'd be kind of fun and a lot of we didn't even live stream. I just kind of filmed it with my iPhone, and then I went back and dubbed it afterwards. I'm like, let's just put this up on social media. Let's see if people dig it. And they did. Like, it was a new avenue for people to kind of get our show. So that was definitely that's like the new avenues is always making sure like you guys know doing a show. Like you want to make sure you guys are on all the platforms, and it's a lot. I mean, sometimes that's kind of the most overwhelming thing is like, all right, am I putting out enough clips? Am I putting out enough content? Because you're almost putting enough energy into just doing the show every day of 4 hours. And then like on top of it, do I have to put up a 90-second clip? So I know AI has gotten to a lot of that stuff as well and whatnot.
I do apologize for that, by the way. I think we all saw that yesterday.
So I just think that's the biggest thing is you just have more JP to like be accountable for. Yeah. But for the most part, doing a fun show hasn't changed that much. Like Leroy and I are very, very close. We genuinely enjoy each other's company. We've been to each other's kids' graduations. We hang out. We talk on the phone. We love busting each other's chops, and it's just fun doing it every single day. It's cliche, but it doesn't feel like work just doing the show with him. But yeah, I'd say the only thing that's really changed is you just got to be accountable for more stuff, like where the content is going out. But as far as doing the show, you get things that you're hot on, and then you get things you get tired of talking about. I think we try. One of the things I really do try to do, I really do try in a day and age where like people can get, and I know there'll be days I'm 90% Heat or I'm 90% Dolphins, but I really do try over a 4-hour show 5 days a week. I really do try and touch on everybody because, for the carnival barkers in my chat who are like, I don't want to talk about this. It's like, well, dude, guess what? I'm doing this for
it's not all about you.
I'm doing this for 4 hours a day. If I want to talk about, like today, I had an entire 15 minutes on how I think Alexander Barkov is going to be the president of Finland one day. And if I want to talk about that, I'm going to talk about that.
I'm right there with you.
Right, very likely. And there's something to be said about the structure of live radio still versus the podcast, whereas like you have those forced transitions and you have like, you see how it affects other shows. Like when the Levitard show went to full podcast, it's kind of like more long form hours, but there is something to be said this day and age, especially when you can have those 10-11 minute segments, go to commercial, come back, recap what you thought was kind of important or what transitioned later. But it's a format I've always loved.
Yeah, it's different, and it's funny because a lot of people don't even like. It's when you're doing a YouTube stream, they're like, why are these guys on commercial? It's like because we have to have commercials, dude. Like that's what we're doing. People don't even realize it's like there's a
Anna and Levine are paying for this time. Let's go.
Yeah, like I don't understand what's going on here, but it is what it is, and it is good because it's like you could kind of go through a flow through an entire thing. You can pivot to another direction. We have these things like which are benchmark segments, which we're going to hit every day. We're going to hit our daily games and whatnot, and that's fun. I think for everybody it is a good thing too, because it's like, hey, you always kind of know there's going to be a reset to get to something new, as opposed to just yammering on for an hour, which is fun too. I mean, I'll sit and do a YouTube live stream for an hour and a half straight, and that's fun, but also it's cool to pivot to different directions.
No, you do a great job too, especially, I'm always working here during the night hours because I work 2 shifts, so it's kind of like a split shift. So I always have you on every time you do those night hours, and talk about like how you ended up starting your own podcast. Like, how did that get started?
That was just an interesting thing as far as like, so, as I was talking about, like the YouTube thing kind of took off, and I wasn't like, monetizing it or anything like that. It was just like, hey, people liked watching our show online. So it was literally just me and Leroy on a 2-shot. It was whatever our 2 segments were of the day, and they were picking up a lot of traction. And then, then the other stuff I was putting up was basically like interviews that I was doing with either fighters, basketball players, or whatever. And then I would put my post-game stuff because I was covering the Heat. And then one day the radio station was basically like, hey, love what you're doing on the YouTube channel with our with the show, but we'd like you to do that with our channel. And I was like, all right, fair enough. Technically, it is your show.
Yeah.
So I brought everything over to the YouTube platform that they have and did that. And I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do with me? I'm like, I'm just going to do me yammering. And like, I would go to these games and I said, it'd just be fun is like, hey, I'm going to go to the Heat game and I'm just going to recap being in the locker room, boots on the ground. And we're going to talk about what the hell happened on that night. And it'll be up through the morning and people will watch it, people won't. Usually it'd be like, hey, if they won, people would be into it. If they don't, unless it was a crazy, heartbreaking loss, people probably won't watch it. But it just you just keep a consistency to it. And that's all the thing that it is like you so that's kind of how it was, is like I was just putting the show up and then they were like, hey, we want you to put this elsewhere. I'm like, well, I got to put something here. And I guess I just decided I was going to do me. And it just kind of took off in the direction that it is now. But I love it because, people can just, people can get my immediate thoughts on things. I usually would like to use it as a, just kind of a raw, it's not structured as the radio show is. It's kind of like, hey, off the rip, I'm here with my tequila. The Heat just got killed. Yeah. The Panthers just lost.
And you don't have Leroy busting your balls.
No, yeah. I could just kind of have the runway, and then we'll get to it the next day with Leroy and the callers and the texters and everybody else's input. But this is just me, my thoughts, and then we'll get to it. And it's been fun. It's been a fun thing.
You had mentioned the segment with saying that Barkov should just be the president of Finland, or is going to be. Was there a time that you can tell like whether or not local radio kind of went extreme homer as far as like we're going to talk about Alexander Barkov being a president of his country?
I think that's just naturally in me. I like taking that angle of like the crazy homer. I think that's fun. I think Leroy is in our show. I think the bang is like Leroy is to settle me down on certain things, and I'm just going to be irrationally emotional one way or the other in the homer department. And I think that in a lot of ways, you were talking about Macho Marlins Man early on about like that is the wrestling element of it. Yes. Like you just got to have, you got to turn up the volume on anything. But also genuinely, that is the fun that I feel like I try and think of something that maybe nobody else did, or crank it up just to the full extreme so he can go the other way on it. Where do I remember? Like, where's my inspiration from that? As far as that, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of the guys that I came up working with were great representations of Miami. I thought like the guys that I would, honestly, the one guy that I didn't, but I thought he was an unbelievably talented radio host. And the first guy that I interned under was Sid Rosenberg. And Sid was an incredible talent as a radio host, but he hated being in Miami. Like he wasn't shy about it. He wanted to be in New York. And so that was a fascinating thing to learn about, like, oh, okay, this is taking the other extreme of like, you guys stink as fans. New York is so much better. And that's literally everything I hate about people down here is how much better up north is than South Florida.
What the hell are you doing down here?
Right. Right. But I could acknowledge that Sid was good at his job. I know people didn't like him, but I was like, watching him work, it was great. But then I would move on. And then the next guy that I got to work with was George Sedano. And George was as Miami as it gets. FIU, LA. Was one of the pregame voices of the Heat. And so like, I wouldn't call Sedano as homer because I think Sedano always had in his mind that he was going to be a national guy. Like Sedano was going to have those kind of chops. Like he wasn't all the way homer, and he almost was trying to bring a nationals perspective, but he was still Miami, and it was cool to see that. We obviously were on Levitard's radio station, and Levitard kind of gave that. I always say like he kind of gave everybody the hall pass to do things a little more fun and different than what you would listen to on QAM, where Hank Goldberg was like so calling everybody a jackass who called in and they didn't know what they were talking about. I was more of a Jim Mandich guy. I liked Jim. I thought he was a little more fun and jovial and chill.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, I just think I think that naturally came to me of like being a homer when it came to the team. That's not too much character. And yes, I can acknowledge that I will go to the, turn up the volume on it, but I think it's fun. I think people like that. I don't think,
No, it's
I don't think,
it's a great listen.
yeah, I think people want that particularly from me, and I think they want the other element from Leroy, and then it kind of reigns all in. But I was, like even some stuff, I'm like, sometimes I want the host to be more homers. Like everybody wants to say, oh, it got a bad rap somewhere being a homer one day. Like I think I got it after Hockman this other past week because he was like giving crap to Goran Dragic. I'm like, why are you talking this way about somebody who is one of the best players in Heat history? And that's and I feel like if you're
is this real? Is this real, Tobin?
What's that?
Clay coming to Miami?
I haven't seen it. I have been with you guys. I haven't been on.
Oh, that'd be great.
Let me see.
I hope, Eric. I hope you're not busting our balls here.
He would have to ask for a buyout, I'd imagine. I don't see anything on it.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
But
let's fact check that before we throw it up there.
Listen, I had to do that the other day with the LeBron thing. The first person I saw was in my chat, and I was like, I got to make sure that actually happened.
Yeah. Anyways.
I'll look for that in the background, but I
don't see it
anywhere. Yeah, I don't see it either. Covering championship teams here for the last couple of years, which has been the most exciting? I pretty much know who you're probably going to say, but which one has been most exciting covering?
Man, that's a great question. I think the Panthers were more fun in that I got to just enjoy the championship.
Yeah, okay.
Because the first Heat championship, I remember I covered the team like 11. I was covering the locker rooms, and that wasn't fun because they lost. 2012, I was producing the broadcast, so I was basically cutting up highlights, and it wasn't a great championship experience because radio is ahead of video, so you knew everything that was going to happen. 13 was amazing because of Ray Allen. I don't think anything can really touch that.
That was one of the most fun games I've ever watched. Sitting at home on the Chris Bosh got so much bad rap here in Miami.
Yep.
I felt like he was probably our best player in that championship run.
He was so good and so underappreciated and a great dude. That one was incredible. But the thing with this one, man, the Panthers Stanley Cup was so special. First of all, I wasn't a host for the other ones I was producing. Like I had some on-air role, but like it was really, I got to host like the day LeBron decided to come to Miami, but I was literally going from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. until Sedano was on. So I was talking to the drunkest of the drunk at night. But the Panthers one was really cool. One, I mean, I hate to bring it up again because we already, but like I was so happy for Sergey and winning the championship because like I remember the years where he stunk, and I remember the years. I remember the year. Yeah, I remember
he was the worst contract.
Yeah, I remember the Albatross stuff and having to defend him because I was interviewing him like a ton, and I loved the guy. I knew he worked his ass off, and so I had never been so happy for a professional athlete reaching the mountaintop as I was for him. And then the parade on the beach with the storm, was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I didn't want to move. And my friends were all worried about me. They're like, "Steve, you're in an electric wheelchair, dude. Like, what the hell are you doing here?" I'm like, "I ain't fucking moving."
It just looked like it was incredible. It just was like the lightning in the background and the cup going everywhere. First time the Cubs ever been dealing with a body of water in a beach. It was so debaucherous. Like I don't think there's anything like it. I'd love to see what it'd be like one day to see the Dolphins win and see what this town would be like because that's the heritage team. And the Hurricanes run was amazing last year. But and the Marlins, I remember, I mean, like just as a kid, like the Marlins run in 03. Like 97 was cool, but 03 was so special because I loved those guys. I loved the infield growing up. I loved Derek Lee, loved Luis Castillo, Mikey Lowell.
Dontrell Willis
had season tickets. Yeah, I was at every moment with my grandfather. Like that's probably I don't know if anything will ever top that as a championship experience. But the Panthers one, man, like that was people always talk about that cup being different, and it really just was. It was special.
And I think we could easily say that there's no other team or in any league that celebrates like the Florida Panthers. Like I'm watching the Carolina Hurricanes this last cup run. I really haven't seen anything that they did that outdid the Panthers celebration.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I mean, I don't know if that's
Right?
just because that's my algorithm, but I haven't seen any of what they've done this year.
If we know anything about the owner, they probably fired the social media team for the
Right.
summer, so he can't actually broadcast anything.
Well, yeah, he's about to kick the Blazers out of Portland.
Right.
No, that's true. Which interview has meant most to you? Because I know you're not much of an interview guy, and I know you got a lot of shit for this last interview you did.
Oh, the Giannis one?
The Giannis, not the Giannis one, the one before that.
Which one?
Tim Hardaway Jr.
I got shit for that. Oh, because of my face.
Yes.
Well, okay. Let me explain the Tim Hardaway interview. So, the Tim Hardaway interview is I am a little bit out of my element as like a radio guy, being the guy who's like in front of the camera, standing with a microphone. I'm not a TV guy. I've just gotten into like doing boxing play-by-play and things like that, and being on a camera of like I have to look at the camera and all that type of stuff. It's not my natural element, but this was a very weird situation because I was in a hallway and there's a ton of people around. People are yapping off, and I'm like, they're like, you got 5 minutes with them? And I'm like, all right, am I on time? And I just was thinking about a lot as the interview was going on. So I felt like the questions were fine, but I acknowledged that I looked weird as hell in the interview. The Giannis one, him scaring him with the iguanas.
I thought that was great.
I thought that was great.
Dude,
I mean,
I love that.
He had just done 6 interviews about
Yes.
the same thing. I watched it all happen. I'm like, I'm going completely different here.
Bro, I loved his face reaction. He's like, are those actually real? Like,
Yeah. It's great. He was great. He's a very charming dude. Probably not one you guys would think. The one that always stands out to me that means a lot. I'll give you a couple just because I'll just in case your listeners aren't fight fans, but the one that always meant the most to me, I think, as a fight guy, is Kimbo Slice. My opportunity to have Kimbo Slice in studio
from Miami, right?
Yeah, from Miami. If you guys don't know Kimbo Slice, he is a street fighting legend. He basically worked his way up from doing backyard brawls on YouTube to being the first guy to ever get mixed martial arts on network TV, to trying to make the UFC, to doing some of the biggest cards on CBS. And yeah, did this as a guy who was from Miami, like was going to go to the play football for the Miami Hurricanes until Hurricane Andrew hit, and made his living from a porn studio bouncer into this street fighting legend. And I just always wanted to interview him. I never got the chance up until he did this fight with a guy named Dada 5000, who's also from Miami, but was more of a promoter than a fighter. Who I've grown a relationship with. He's done a great job promoting this thing called bare knuckle boxing, which they do a lot of local cards and stuff like that. But Kimbo was so great, and he was so down to earth. He was really cool afterwards, of like talking about the people that I knew, that he knew, and then just gave me everything. Gave me his life story. Gave me how much he was. And remember, part of the interview was like, "Oh, how much longer are you going to do this?" And he's like, I don't know. He's like, you want to keep me going? I'm like, yeah, do it as long as you want. And that was his last fight. He died. He passed away. He had a heart condition.
I remember.
I think he was, using performance enhancing drugs as well, which probably didn't help with that. But both of those guys, it was a terrible last fight. Him versus Dada 5000. It goes down as one of the worst fights ever in the cage. But literally both of those guys were dying in the ring. Like they didn't internally. But that one always stands out as one that meant a lot to me. I mean, Dwayne Wade every time I interview him, it's the BigCeaz. He's really cool. I think I got him on during the pandemic one time. I had DM'd him on social media that he had made the finals, and I wasn't going to use, he had followed me for a little bit because of the D Wade Boulevard stuff, and he was appreciative of a lot of that. and I never had used my ask, and I'm like, I'm just gonna, because the Heat had made the finals. I'm like, this is gonna be my ask, and he hit back and was like, "I'll come on." So that was really cool, and then I got to do one-on-one one time with Pat Riley in his office, and that was pretty awesome.
Did he throw rings down on the desk or what?
Dude, the place is like, it's pristine. I was just talking about this on one of my YouTube videos because Giannis went back there.
I was gonna say he talked about that, right?
Yeah.
You asked him that question, like, how did you feel when you first?
Yeah, and then so Giannis released this video today where he was like showing his behind the scenes, and it was really a great video. It was a great video his team put out. But when I walked back there, the Heat PR guy who was bringing me back, he's just like, you could just feel it. He's like, first time. Like, he could just tell you're like a little nervous. But it does, and Giannis put it right. Like, it just feels like it has an aura to it. It's just like he's so spot on. Like, you walk in there and you just feel all of his godfatherness.
Yeah, it's the Godfather.
That's awesome. I got to meet Udonis Haslem last year at the hobby card show here in Fort Lauderdale, and the guy was such a legend. He's so super nice. Super human being, man, such an incredible guy. But how was your interaction with UD?
Awesome. He's just, he's a real one. Like, that's just, he's so of the people, and like, you could just tell, like, I had an interview with him recently, and it wasn't for any platform. It was a strange thing. I don't know why they haven't released it or whether they released it, but like Hard Rock basically, I think, had him come to their Hard Rock bus. We had this event with Hard Rock for the World Cup.
Okay.
I think it was USA versus Australia, and they had like their bus out there. We did our radio show out there, and then we did this interview post show with him for their platform. But so we talked to him for like 20 minutes, and he's the coolest, and he can talk everything. He can talk from Panthers to Dolphins to Hurricanes to Heat, and he really cares about it. Like, he genuinely just very much cares about it. And you could just see him afterwards, like how he interacts with people, how he treats people. He's just a great guy. He's a great guy, and he gives you the goods. And he's another one. Like, he's appreciative of like content you'll put out. Like, remember him saying, like, he really, like, we did an interview with me and Leroy with him. He goes like, he's like, I like your dynamic with us. So you do a great guy, man. He always makes you feel like he's watching, and that he's taking notes of things. Sometimes like one time I made a jokey joke on Twitter about it, and he goes, I'll find you. Like, do not make jokes at my and like, you're like, all right, yeah, we understood you, D. Do not poke the bear.
We're good.
Oh man, that's so great. I know Bam Adebayo is supposed to be at the Fort Lauderdale Card Hobby Show, so I can't wait to possibly get to meet him and do an interview with him. But how has like through all these years, Bam keeps getting the bad rap, even after his 82-point game last year. Like, the guy is probably the hardest worker on the team for so many years, and he's still like viewed as the bad guy on this team.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I don't really get why. I can, like, the teammates who are getting jealous of Bam Adebayo getting his extension because they didn't get their extension, and they do that with not playing a lot of games. Like Jimmy Butler, I can kind of understand because he's Jimmy Butler, and he was the face of the franchise. Yeah. And that's how he is. Like, he's just salty about his money. Like, that's how Jimmy is going to be. Anybody else, it's crazy to me. I don't understand how you could hold any ill will, because he legitimately is, like, at least in front of the people and the way he treats people, I mean, he is the best guy. I don't really understand anybody who could hold any hostility at Bam Adebayo the way that he carries himself, which is why I found the Tyler Hero stuff so abhorrent. I was like, this is crazy. Like, you are really talking about this like to strangers about this guy,
right? Who
you've been teammates with. I find that to be insane behavior from Tyler. But yeah, dude, I mean, listen, Bam's a lot like UD in that, like, he's very wholesome in the way that he interacts with people. I wouldn't say like he's as maybe personable as UD. Like, UD like is more of a hobnobber than Bam. Bam is more like kind of short to the point. But I will say he's a guy that, like, people don't get a lot out of him when they do interviews with Bam, we've always had a good rapport with him, and he's always enjoyed busting Leroy's balls and coming on the show, and he likes that. I've been very pro Bam, and Leroy's been like, is he that guy? And he's even gotten after Leroy about that. He's been very, very good in those interactions when it comes to the radio show and whatnot. But he's a great dude. I mean, like the community work he does, all that stuff really stands out.
Awesome. I got a question here from diehard Panther fan. What do you think about bare knuckle ice wars coming to ESPN? I don't know if you've seen it on my Instagram, but have you caught anything on bare knuckle ice wars? It might be up your alley.
So I know about bare knuckle ice wars because I know a lot of the people behind BKFC. BKFC cool. is like they've kind of funded ice wars, or they've been partners with ice wars.
Yeah.
And it looks crazy. It's like you're bringing these guys, and I was like, well, there's not a better. I think I was talking to Dave Feldman, who's the president of BKFC. I'm like, well, you have the perfect team here, like to put this behind, and it's the Panthers because everybody on the team can fight. And he was like, hey, yeah, we're gonna get a lot of the Panthers out there. So I think it's cool. I think it's definitely one of those things that, like, social media wise, I don't know if there's ever going to be somebody who's going to be like, I am the Ice Wars champion, and we're all going to look at that guy as one of the baddest dudes on the planet. But I think it's fun. Like, I don't think anybody's if bare knuckles become as popular as it has, who would have thought that it would have had the rise that it did, and now there's multiple promotions that it's super popular with. And I mean, who doesn't love a hockey fight? Like, it's one of the most enjoyable things in the sport, and so they're going to try and make that just the thing. So I think it's cool. I think it, especially with streaming platforms trying to find some stuff, I'm sure it's going to catch an audience.
No, for sure. It's been fun working with those guys and helping them promote it as well. It's definitely has a future, especially because a lot of people like to go to the games just for the hockey fights. So it's definitely has it. And I think what is it? The slap. Would they slap each other? What the heck is that called again?
Power slap.
Power slap. There we go. Like, dude, that thing's taken off crazy too. Like, every time I look around, like, somebody's like all these like hundreds and thousands of views and stuff, and people love watching other people get knocked out.
It's really crazy. I remember I was doing this thing, so I've done some fight calls for this promotion called Dirty Boxing, which is essentially, think mixed martial arts, but it's just the upper body. So you're basically allowed to do everything with small gloves, punch, elbows, spinning elbows, all that stuff. But I talked to plenty of people who have done power slap, because a lot of people who are in this, like, you have to find guys who aren't signed by the UFC, and so you kind of have to look at like guys who have done a little everything. And I talked to this one lady who had done power slap, and she's like, love power slap. She's like, easiest money I've ever made in my life. $5,000 just to slap somebody upside the head.
Sign me in. Where's Busy Boy?
This picture is unrelated to anything we've ever talked about.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Imagine saying I'm
Wow.
the guy. I'm the guy with those kind of numbers. That's crazy.
How many games has he played?
33 games. A year where I made almost $1 million a game, and I'm counting somebody else's money.
It's crazy.
It's insane behavior.
Especially with players. Like, players are always like supposed to support each other, or you would think, right? It's
Bam Adebayo. If Bam Adebayo made $0 for the Heat this upcoming season, it would have meant nothing about Tyler Hero getting an extension. It's like, it's crazy talk from him.
It is crazy.
Do you want to pivot to the Panthers before we wrap things up here?
I was gonna say, let's kind of pivot to Miami Marlins.
Oh, never mind.
They finally. Did they win tonight?
They won. They won in the ninth. They scored 3 times. They finally snapped their losing streak.
Man, so what are your optimism for the future?
I don't know. Like, I was feeling really good about this season, but I felt like they definitely needed to do something a little like reckless. Like, they need the Marlins need a Matthew Tkachuk type move to be like, hey, this is the thing that's going to make it different from now on. And I've always wondered, because, you know, people have always talked about, is hockey going to survive in Florida? Well, we've seen it. Like, what they've done, consistent winning, they have built it. It's not going anywhere. It's just not. Unless like they go into Coyotes mode, it's never going to happen again. And I've always just wondered, like, well, what would have happened if the Marlins could do that for 4 straight years of actual winning? Could you do that in baseball? Because World Baseball Classic comes down here. It's amazing. You have
it's amazing that stadium gets packed.
Yep.
It's and we've seen it when even for hockey when that Winter Classic, I was surprised like the concession stand people were not ready for that, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, but they should be because I mean the World Baseball Classic here is every year, so
3 years, right?
Is it every year or is it every 3 years?
I think it's every 3 years. But that's always the thing. Is like the Marlins concession people are always caught by surprise. Like this is the year, this is the day we have a ton of people, and they're never ready for it. You would think they'd be ramped up for it by now. Like, hey guys, we've had all these warm up days. It's now time to actually have a crowd, but they're never ready for it.
Have you had the machete? The
machete at the game? No, I have not. I actually, dude, I haven't even been to a game. Like, I keep meaning to go down there. It just hasn't happened for me this year. I've been dying to get down there, and I got to get down there before the end of the season. But I want to have the machete. I'm dying to. I want to try that giant quesadilla.
There's just nothing wrong with that, and I wish I was local for that.
I might try it next time I go when the Braves are down. So September, I believe it's the last series of the season. So
yeah, but the outlook is it's kind of unknown because I just think a lot of these guys are. I think obviously Sandy's still got a lot, but he's not quite the guy that he was. I think Yuri's got an unbelievable arm. I think Joe Mack looks like, he looks like he could be the real deal. Like he could be a foundational young piece for sure. Not quite sure what to make of Otto Lopez. He was a journeyman and now he's an all-star. Like, is that a real thing? Is that baseball? I don't know. So I'm looking around the Marlins and I'm like, all right, who are the legitimate guys here who are like, hey, they're here for 5 years and they're going to be the guys that you could rely on to help you win. And I thought that this team was kind of finding some of that. Stowers looked like he was starting to round into form. And now I'm like, I don't know, because you lost 12 straight. So like that all the rules are off the table. But I did feel like, man, it would have been cool if they – now I know they're headed towards a lockout year, but it would have been cool if like, hey, what if they traded for Mike Trout or traded for Manny Machado or something just really reckless in the midst of all this? Obviously, they're not going to do that now. Conine does look good. That Eric is correct. Yeah. But and he's looked really solid ever since coming back from injury. But now I don't know. I don't know. But I would love to see. I think Peter Bennings is doing some good things, and I think everybody raves about the Marlins farm system. I don't know how long it's going to take because I've been hearing about that since Derek Jeter took over. Oh, we're going to be the farm system. We're going to be the next Astros. We're going to be the next XYZ. Now we're going to be the next Rays. It's like, well, when do we get to be the Rays? When do we get to have the consistent winning and not talk about it's going to happen?
So what do you think of this upcoming potential lockout? What do you want to see in this league to help change what the Marlins are doing?
It's interesting because I do think it's a league that needs some kind of rules because, look, we've seen the Panthers finagle some cap rules before. Everybody's done it. The Lightning, the
Lightning did it the year before. Yep.
But like, can the Dodgers really pay Shohei Ohtani $3 million a season and not have to pay him in 40 years? Like, is that on the up and up? Like, should you really be allowed to do that? I don't know. I feel like there's a little chicanery that they have to rein in on the big teams. And then for the little teams, like, look, they used to shame the Marlins into having to spend a little bit more. They probably should spend a little bit more. They don't spend on anybody other than Sandy Alcantara. So they probably should be forced to spend a little bit more. And so I know that they get crazy about the salary cap because nobody wants to be capped. But, like, I don't know, guys. Like, how many guys in baseball
at least have a floor?
Right. How many guys in baseball are you talking about these days who are like, oh, he's getting the monster? There's like what? There's like 10 of those guys in the league, So I feel like it's good for everybody. I think it would be good for baseball to be balanced a little bit, and I think that Yeah, it's true. Some teams can win spending a little less, but they'll be okay spending a little bit more. If they're already that good spending that little, like what's the harm going to be?
Exactly. What big fish would you like the fish to get?
Man, I don't know. I think like the one I was talking about before it went completely south, I was talking like, man, could they convince Mike Trout? Like it's not New York. Like he's always been said he wants to go to New York or Philly. Like they were going to circle, but this is also a small market. Would he waive his no trade to come here? Now, obviously, that's not going to happen because he's. But he's. I mean, like, could you imagine being that good at baseball and your team just always stinks? Like that's crazy.
I'm gonna make a prediction here, and this is because I'm a Braves fan. Look for maybe Ronald Acuna because his contract is almost done, right? And the Braves farm system has a lot of young talent down there on the outfield side. And Acuna has a lot of family down here in Florida with the Venezuela ties. Just throwing it out there.
It would be hilarious because I was like so against Ronald Acuna because I thought he was such a sensitive baby about Jose Urena being near him. I was like, I'm like, he just stinks. He's not trying to hit you. He's just not good at pitching. And he would get so mad all the time at Jose Urena. And I'm like, no, he's just not good. He's just not accurate. That's just him.
But I could definitely see you changing your mind if he does come to Miami.
Oh, of course. Sign me up.
Despite all that,
it's Marchand all over again.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Despite all that losing, the Marlins are still only 2 games out of a wild card spot.
Insane.
Crazy.
They put on quite a June, I believe. So they kind of, I don't know, fitted themselves for this streak here.
All right, I think we're ready for the BigCeaz big hitters. Are we ready with it, JP?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hut, hike. Absolutely no questions about skiing or football. I don't understand what that sound is. We have to change that.
We will.
We'll get to it.
I just sent you the questions in your WhatsApp, so you're good, JP. I'll go with the first one. Favorite arena you've ever been to?
Wow, favorite arena I've ever been to. I'm gonna go T-Mobile for boxing.
Okay.
Your favorite Panther player to talk to besides Bobrovsky?
Oh man,
because he's not a Panther anymore. I'm sorry if that's news to you.
Not a Panther anymore. I love Barkey. My sit down with him last year was one of my favorite interviews that I've done with a Panther. He was so adorable talking about his celebration. So I'm gonna go Barkey.
Okay.
Favorite Heat player of all time?
I mean, easy.
I know the
Dwayne
answer
Wade.
here.
Yeah, D Wade, easy answer. The GOAT.
Interesting. Alonzo Mourning for me.
He is also awesome. And none of it happens without him. And Game 6, he played like an absolute psycho with him blocking every shot known to man for 15 minutes.
Incredible.
Incredible. I loved in Giannis's video today that he put his meeting with Alonzo Mourning in there. That was really cool, and I love that as well. And he's also one of those guys. Like I have one of my favorite interviews with him because he told me back when Bam was 19, he's like he's going to be one of the best players we ever have in the franchise's history. And he said that when he was a teenager, and I was like, damn, Alonzo's like a prophet.
In celebration of the newest trailer that just dropped for the Air Bud remake, what's your favorite sports movie?
Another Air Bud movie?
It's a remake.
Rocky 4.
Yes.
Okay.
I like Rocky 4. I used to say 2, but then I was like, the more I've watched the Rockies back, I like Rocky 4 the best.
Are you excited to see the new Sylvester Stallone movie coming out?
Of course, yes. I mean, it's probably stretching it too thin, but basically you could throw. Could you watch enough
movie
Avengers? No. Like, could I watch enough Rocky spinoffs? No. Like, you just whatever you want to throw at me, I'm all for. I watch every Creed. I love Rocky Balboa. I even like Rocky 5. I don't care. Like, it was misunderstood. I thought it talked about the good pitfalls of the boxing business. It was. It was.
Yeah. It's just such a high from, Dolph Lundgren to, the streets.
Yep.
But whatever.
Best meal in South Florida you've ever had?
Wow. It was funny. Somebody was making fun of me about this because Bobby Portis was mentioning a restaurant I had never heard of. I'm not great with like the hit restaurant spots. I feel like my favorite spot in college, I love just going to Steve's Pizza when I was at Barry University. I love this Nicaraguan place called Yambo to get carne asada. The queso frito is amazing. I love Half Moon Empanadas as far as like a place to go to down here. That's a great place to go to. It's like a restaurant. Like most of my favorite places were in Deerfield Beach where I grew up, and they're closed now, so that makes me sad.
Damn. Okay. You can never go wrong with Argentinian food too.
That's
Nicaraguan food too.
Yep.
Do you have a comfort TV show? Like mine would be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I would say Love Island or Love Island UK. My wife and I love Love Island. We're OG fans. We're not like these Johnny come latelys who have been fans of it on Peacock for like the last 3 years.
Right.
We loved Love Island.
You've been in the trenches.
And by the way, it's great because this year stunk on USA, and so like we went back to Old Faithful, and the UK season was just top notch. So I was like, this is what makes it the best.
Fair enough.
I'm watching Mobland right now too, which is pretty good.
Okay.
It's on I think Paramount Plus. That's a pretty good show.
Sweet. Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Yes. Favorite coffee spot?
I would say we have a place in our building called Vice City Bean, which is pretty damn good. The only thing that I quibble with them is they don't put sip tops on their cold brews. But other than that, the coffee is really, really good.
Okay.
My daughter is a huge Cali coffee fan, and that usually we will go for energy drinks because their energy drinks will make you feel like you injected cocaine into your bloodstream.
Nice. I gotta try that sometime.
Did you have any other ideas of where you wanted to take your career besides sports media before it kind of took off?
I'm lucky enough that I didn't. Like, that was kind of the plan. I don't know where it would have gotten. Like, before I got it full time, I was doing a 9 to 5. I did electrical estimating, which basically was like I looked at blueprints all day. I counted how many plugs were on a blueprint. I put it into a spreadsheet. Boom, here was the estimate. I was terrible at that job. Then I had to go, and I hated it too. And they were so mad at me for not liking the job. And I'm just like, this is not what my dream is. I'm literally doing this to pay the bills. Yeah. So I would do that, and then I would go work at the radio station at night. And I remember the guy's like, well, what do you see as your future here? I'm like, hopefully not that long, dude. And he hated me for that. Like, he was like, what do you mean you have another goal? And so like then they sent me out of they banished me from the office. They're like, so we're gonna. You guys remember? You ever hear about the Chinese drywall thing where like people's homes were like this tainted drywall that kind of smelled and would ruin homes? It was like a big thing. You could look it up. But so I had to go into like all these homes that had tainted drywall, and I had to go like literally count. All right,
I can't picture you a drywall guy though.
Well, I wasn't doing the drywall. All I was doing was I basically went in there, and I was like, okay, there's 25 outlets in this house. This is how many outlets you need to replace. And I had to bring that home, and then we would count up and basically say, hey, it would cost blah, blah, blah dollars to do this job. And so I did that up until I finally got radio full time when my daughter turned 1. And we haven't looked back. So thankfully, I haven't had to have another plan. It probably would have gone into like editing. You know, I never thought I was going to be on air. Like I was always a behind the scenes guy. That kind of all just happened organically. But I would have hopefully still been in media, but I would have gone in like an editing game and tried to be fire with that. But instead I yammered.
No, you're doing a great job, and we We love listening to you on the radio, so keep killing it.
Appreciate it, dude.
Dream guest to interview.
Dream guest to interview.
That you haven't.
Again, I'm probably going to go to fighting. I would love to interview Canelo Alvarez and Manny Pacquiao.
We go.
Those are two boxers, and now Canelo speaks great English. I would love to interview both of those guys. The one time I interviewed Floyd Mayweather, it ended up in a Jake Paul stealing his hat. So
No shit.
yeah, that was crazy. Do you remember that when Jake Paul stole his hat? I was interviewing Floyd Mayweather while that happened. And
No shit. I'm gonna have to go watch that.
it's on my YouTube page. It's the only thing that I have that has 1 million views on it. And I was like, it's legitimately, it was a crazy, and I was like, and it was funny because everybody's like, oh, it's staged. And it was funny because I remember being in the middle of that and his bodyguards going, this is real. This is real.
Like he has like a wrestling coordinator. Like
Yeah, no, it was crazy. And
kayfabe
so
coordinator.
it was like that was a crazy one. I would like to interview Floyd Mayweather not being in the middle of chaos, but those would be the boxers I would like to interview. Those are probably the ones in the game. I'm trying to think on the Heat side. I've pretty much done everybody. Never interviewed Luongo. I'd love to interview Luongo.
That's a good one. I met him. When was it? The first cup run? No, the second cup run. The second cup run. I guess when I was talking trash to Biz. I was actually next to the stage after that, and Luongo came out with his family. He's like, "Oh my God, it's BigCeaz." He brought his whole family over to me, and then just started introducing them, his daughters and stuff. It's such a great guy. What a legend.
What a legend, dude. Yeah, what a legend. And like the best Twitter account. Like I love,
Right?
I love it.
You know what he tweets because that's probably the only tweet you're gonna get all year.
Yep. Just like pops up like a prairie dog. It's just like,
Right.
all right, here we go.
JP, you got the last one.
Yeah, my last one I wanted to ask, I guess to satiate the Panther fans that are watching, on a scale of 1 to 10, your confidence level on another cup run this year.
Oh, it's very high. It's very, in spite of losing Sergey, I'm still very confident because they just seem so loaded, so motivated. The Carolina Hurricanes winning on their down year has to just really just burn their ass, especially Maurice. Just, he's pissed at Brindamore.
Yeah.
His stupid handshake rules. And so, I'm confident.
They didn't get swept.
Right. I'm gonna say like an 8.5. Like my only nightmare scenario is Sergey just turns into like Voltron for 4 games if they face Toronto. But I mean that's the only team I'm not even scared of Carolina. Like I think that this Panthers squad is going to come back with a vengeance, and I cannot wait to see what they bring to the table. But it's very high.
Awesome. No, I think they got a really good chance. And being a Jacob Markstrom fan myself, I think you're gonna come to like him. And I think he's grown up. He's been in the trenches. He looked good for Team Sweden in the Olympics. So yeah, I'm excited. Tobin, it was such a pleasure having you, bro. Where could everybody find you on any platform?
Appreciate you guys. You guys can listen to my radio show every single weekday on WQAM. We're the home of the Panthers and everybody basically except for the Dolphins. So check us out there. We stream in your ears on the Odyssey app. You spell that AUDACY. You get the Tobin and Leroy show on all your podcast platforms, and you guys can watch it on the QAM YouTube page, 104.3 WQAM. For my stuff, if you guys just want regular old me, Tobin Show on YouTube, and you guys can subscribe there and check me on out.
All the links will be in the description on this channel. So really appreciate you, Tobin. You're awesome, man. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you, Brandon.
I don't know if you still see Joe Rose before you go on, but give him a little nudge for me. Tell him I said what's up.
I'll tell him tomorrow.
Awesome. There we go, guys.
Big dog.
Thank you, Tobin.
You got it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, dude. Bye.
Awesome. What a legend. So awesome to have him, man.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you, JP, for holding it down. You did great. I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it.
Yeah, it was fun. You probably didn't expect just me, but it was good.
I did notify him. I was like, I might be a little bit late, but my co-host might have it down. So, but you guys killed it. You guys, you did your thing. I love it,
Yeah. How was let's talk some SoFlo. How did you do?
bro. SoFlo for all of you guys in the chat. Eric was there. He got to see. Let me see. There's
Was he
this
breaking
comment.
Clay news there too?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was, but he said it was great seeing Aaron and Seth on the ice tonight. It was. They lost though to the team that they were playing against, the Moxies. So Moxies was actually in third place, and they ended up beating them. So it was a fun game. But then the Beamer group ended up winning in the shootout. So it was fun. It was definitely fun. Got a chance to interview Ekblad after the game.
Nice.
It'll be out on social media, so keep tuning in on that. But yeah, it's.
Did he put a traffic cone on your head?
No, I ended up. There was actually no traffic cones there, so we were safe on that one.
You gotta bring props next time.
I don't know if he would have gave me the chance to talk to him then.
Yeah, fair enough.
But no, it was definitely fun. Alexis didn't show up today, but she said she might come next week.
Cool.
So can't wait. It looks like she says her favorite team is the Moxies. Yes, the Moxies won today. It was cool. And actually, Patrick Laine was on Team Moxie today. He scored, I believe, 3 goals and had like 2 assists. He was flying out there, man. He's bigger than I thought. He's
So,
like.
You said it's 40 minutes a game, right?
It's 24 minutes each period.
In 2 periods?
2 periods, yeah.
Okay, so what does the final score look like?
Today's game was like 8-7.
Okay.
And the second game was like 6. No, it was like 9-7. So yeah.
Okay.
It's or 10-7, 10-7, because they ended up scoring an empty netter. So yeah, it's a pretty high scoring game. I mean, it's 4-on-4 hockey. There's no whistles, so I mean
I know that much.
Yeah, so it's fun actually. And being the MC for the league is really really fun. I'm enjoying it. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie, because I gotta literally. I'm on the ice level, and I thought about being all the way at the top. But at the same time, if you're all the way at the top in the grandstand, you don't get the action that you hear from the players. And I usually get the players to tell me like who scored, or so it's a little bit better that way. And I feel like I've been doing a better job lately of like keeping the fans entertained. If like Chris DeClaire, who's Anthony DeClaire's brother, he's got some pretty decent moves out there, and he's a little short, but he's pretty quick too. And yeah, I mean, just whenever they do like any moves, I just like, oh, and we have Chris DeClaire Spinorama. What a feed, and just making it fun for the fans. It's pretty fun.
It's cool. So I imagine that nobody's really diving in front of pucks at a game like this.
No, but there was a
not
few.
getting much help.
Goalie's not getting much help, but the goaltenders are. There's a couple times where they were standing on their heads and making some really good saves. Seth Jones and Aaron Ekblad look really good together. They got that chemistry, obviously, right? Caleb Jones is Seth Jones's brother. He looks pretty good as well. Cole Kotze, he's the one who's funded it, who's the founder of this league, was really good. He made a beautiful pass right behind. He spun around, passed it behind him to the guy right next to in front of the net, and just, oh man, what a beautiful feed! It was incredible.
My understanding is that the Monday before, or a couple of Mondays before Labor Day, they're wrapping up with their championship coming up at the end of August, right?
Yeah, so next week is the last regular season open, or regular season game. Yeah. After that, it goes into playoffs, which is 2 weeks, week 7 and week 8. And then week 8 is the championship and the third place for the third place game. So
I'm looking over here at at Elite Prospects. It looks like Mr.
Yeah.
Kotze's going to England.
Yes. Yeah. He's Kotze's going to England. He's going overseas. A little bit more money over there, so I'm happy for him.
Glasgow Clan.
Yeah. Yep.
Weird name.
Panthers player defenseman Magma looks really good out there. Just and then they also got another one. Russian. He plays for Team Captain or Matterhorns. Trying to remember. Oh man, let me pull up the roster here. I do have it. There we go. Matevi Sharavan. I got to take a picture with him today. He looked really good. So he was in the KHL for the last 2 years, and he's eligible to play for the Panthers this year. So he'll be battling this year either to go to Charlotte or come and take that 7th roster spot. I like the way he moves out there. He's more offensively than I thought he would have been. He's pretty big. He's probably like 6'2". He looked really good. Yeah, Eric, it was his first time tonight, SoFlo. Thank you for coming out, brother. I'm glad you messaged me and, glad you enjoyed it. It was really fun. It's a different experience. There's no stoppage, so which is kind of cool. Players change on their own, and it just gives somebody for us hockey fans that can't wait for the season to start, and it gives the players too a great opportunity of keeping condition as well. There's no big hits or anything like that. There's no there is a lot of chirping though. You'd be surprised. There is a lot of chirping. Last week we had
I coughed. Sorry.
You muted me too.
Yeah. I'm a professional.
But last week we had 2 Russians. One was the goaltender and the defenseman on 2 opposite teams were chirping each other in Russian, which was really, really cool to see, actually. I had no idea what they said, but I know they were pissed at each other.
Fair enough.
I wanted to get your input too, here, JP.
Every time. You catch yourself, but I hear it.
I'm in your dreams. But what did you think of the LeBron James situation?
So I was mentioning this to Brennan, but I was mainly in the camp of like Giannis was the big fish.
Yeah.
He was the big plane that needed to land on the Heat. And what did you call it, Ooze? What did you call?
Yeah, what did you call it?
Going to some bullshit?
He called it on the BigCeaz show. Okay. I told you, JP. Okay. Take a screenshot and send it to us. I want to see it. Which episode?
I say it's probably the one that me and the sweaty trio did.
Oh.
I say a lot of words, so I don't remember a lot of words. But basically, I think it's not a good fit for him.
It's weird, and especially because now he's going to be living in New York. Isn't that an FU moment to Philadelphia fans? And I wanted to ask Tobin that, but I forgot to.
He's not going to ingratiate himself very much into Philly. It doesn't seem like. It's going to be a weird dynamic. It's going to be so weird. Just because there was so much trash talk between the Celtics and 76ers last year in the playoffs. I honestly, somebody's probably going to get traded.
You think out of the big from
I'm not calling it a big anything
from Philadelphia?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to run the whole season with the team that is currently constructed.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
I know Maxie's probably going to stay on the team. Braun's going to stay on the team.
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
No, he's not going to back out from this deal. That'd be probably the biggest thing his PR is probably going to tell him. Like, you can't do that. Jaylen Brown made comments about Bronny, saying he's not ready for the league. Yeah,
I love it.
That's true.
The last people to know that are LeBron and Bronny.
Which is weird. Why that he did pick the 76ers. I just don't understand. And I personally, I didn't think LeBron would come to Miami, just because the way he left. Now would it have been great that he did come to Miami? Yeah, sure. That would have been the cherry on top. But
imagine he comes to Miami and he stinks up the joint and he's injured and he just has to retire.
Right.
It kind of puts like a sour ending on.
But I don't think
that was already sour.
I don't think it'd be that sour as to where he is now. Because
I hate the
if he gets
76ers.
injured in Philadelphia, they're gonna be like, "Well, what the hell, man? You came over here to win a championship and you can't even stay healthy."
And I was saying to Tobin to start things off, we don't know what, like, we're in unprecedented territory. We don't know what a 42-year-old is going to look like at the start of a regular season. We don't know what his off season is. He's speaking in a lot of platitudes right now, where he's just looking for happiness and all that stuff, and he wants to be a contender and all that stuff. But
which is crazy, because if he's looking for happiness, like, dude, you got to travel every freaking time you play home from New York to Philadelphia, like on a private helicopter. Like, bro,
I'm saying that people have done it before, like JJ Redick.
How did that turn out?
I mean, he's a sharpshooter. I would say that. I'm trying to find the post here to send to you, but
you could always share it. You have access to sharing it. So.
I could do that. I could do that too. Yeah.
Whenever you said that in the private chat, I'm like, but he could share this. Like,
yeah. I don't want to disrupt what's going on.
It's all good. Just busting your balls there. But I still find it weird. And I saw maybe Golden State was more of a better fit for me. He Oh man.
And he's the rich.
Well, he doesn't have to. Well, he's
50% helicopter tax.
Man, that's crazy. The guy's making so much money.
It would be.
It would be. But yeah, Golden State, Cleveland, I thought might have been a better fit. Miami would have been just a cherry on top. We don't, like I said on our last show, we don't need him. It's not like
it's a nice to have.
It was, and it does. It feels like every time Miami's always circling about this player coming to Miami, I had this weird feeling like all this news saying that he's choosing Miami, it wasn't going to happen, just because of like all the surrounding rumors, so-called rumors.
Too many times.
Too many times, right? And I think it was the media guys' fault for leaking that stuff out, because they did come out and say that they did choose Philadelphia at the last moment. So
I don't think that was the case, and I think something came out that the YouTube guy was going on vacation, so he put something as a placeholder before he went on vacation, and it just accidentally went public. I think is what the official story is.
Okay. He says he found the clip. Okay, where are you sending this?
I hope I am a jackass in this. Like, I really hope that I am so
what
wrong.
Episode? Oh man, I love it. I thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying on here. You're gonna email it to me. Just send it to me either on Instagram or X.
Goose really wants his flowers, so I guess we got to give it to him.
Hey, we gotta give him. You gotta give him his flowers, man. We wouldn't. We wouldn't be here without our fans. So we really appreciate you guys. No, seriously. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Let's see. And let us know where you're sending this. This is his shifty moment. I love it. Um, but yeah, JP, I just still, it's still weird seeing him, and it's gonna be weird seeing him in a Philadelphia jersey. I was hoping he would stay in the West. Um, Max Kellerman was talked a little bit
He
about
doesn't want
how
to play Wemby. He doesn't want to play Wemby in the playoffs. No
that
chance.
is true. That's probably has something to do with it. But Max Kellerman, which I don't agree with his takes, and I wanted to ask Tobin too, and I forgot. Damn, he does not like Max Kellerman's questions, and I agree, especially
Well,
because
a lot of boxing fans don't like Max Kellerman, despite Max Kellerman's involvement in boxing.
But it was weird because Max Kellerman's calling Boston a contender, but I don't see how they made enough moves. They just lost one of their best players, and I don't. I personally, he didn't even name the Heat as to being the top contender in the East, and I still think that the West is more loaded than the East is.
There's the Wemby wall. We're looking at a Wemby wall. Like, this could be the reality for all the West teams going forward. The Lakers have the shooters that could probably put up enough points, but they're not gonna play the defense that the Spurs are.
It was Oz, it was, when I guess you and the sweaty trio came on.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I was there.
okay.
I didn't say I
Timestamp
wasn't there.
104.
I
Let
just
me
said I've talked a lot since then. I don't remember.
okay. Let me go back. Let's see, 10407. Oz, you're lucky I love you, brother. I wouldn't do this for anybody else. And screw the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's see here.
They're let's get some thoughts from the chat on Jimothy here.
Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts in the chat of LeBron?
I was thinking the raccoon, Jimothy.
RC.
My local brewery has already released a beer in Jimothy's honor.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can see. I'll find a picture of the real Jimothy, and then we'll get a picture of the beer can that was made in his honor. All right.
I am such an idiot. I have an Instagram here. I could have just clicked on it.
You sure could have.
All right, here it is. Okay. Make sure the volume is up. All right. Here it is.
All right, I'll save Jimothy.
All right, and here we go with the moment we've all been waiting for.
But my unpopular opinion about LeBron's location is that he's going to the Sixers. I think he's going to shock everyone to go play with Embiid, Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown's now there. Like, this is going to be a star-studded roster if you add LeBron to this. This is a free chip.
And there's Oz's final moment, or star-studded moment on the Big C show.
He wins. I can be disappointed. He was right. That being said,
It doesn't count because I wasn't here. For me, at least.
it counts. All the episodes are canon on your channel.
Shit. That's right.
So again, Jimothy, the short king we all needed. Sorry,
It's
Big
okay.
C.
It's okay. It's all good. He can be the king.
And this is what a local brewery of mine did. They made a beer inspired. It's a non-alcoholic seltzer.
He might be a little bit more athletic than you, Oz. I have proof. I've seen video of you doing the combine. Yeah, I can't wait. And Oz, I am having a fantasy football show, so stay tuned. I can't wait. I might even have you on as a special guest.
We gotta
So-
do a league, dude.
Yeah, we gotta do a league. I gotta get that going. But want to start my fantasy football show. It should be fun this year. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Something else to do. It certainly makes me care more about the teams that I wouldn't really paying attention to, because I'm not much of a betting man, but fantasy will pull me into the rest of the league.
No, for sure. And I don't like to bet against my team or for my team. I'm very superstitious for that.
Yeah, I don't draft Giants.
Oh, I do. I draft Cowboys. And it's always done well
Nope.
for me. I've
Nope.
won a few leagues having CD, Zeke when he was good. Trying to remember. Never won anything with Romo, so you could say you could probably see that coming.
Yeah, I'm never like those Thursday night Titans Jaguars games. Like I'm never going to watch that unless I have a player in fantasy.
That is so true, Oz. Oh my gosh, there's so many bad games you don't want to watch. Like even Monday Night Football, when they have like, or not even Monday night, like the Thursday night games. The only reason I watch those games is because I had a player, or I'm rooting against that player I'm playing in fantasy, right?
Yeah, you're rooting against the quarterback. Yeah,
Those are always fun. Those are always fun for sure. But yeah, I'm excited this year, and not just because of the Cowboys, obviously, but for fantasy football, man. I didn't have a good season last year, and the year before I did win 2 out of the 3 leagues. So I'm feeling a little bit sour. So I need some redemption.
I took a couple
in my
years
life.
off from fantasy, so I'm ready to get back into it.
Oh,
So-
okay.
I'm ready. We'll talk off air. We can figure out where to set up a league, and then we can invite some.
Oz, you and I
Yes, dude.
both. I had from the Raiders, tight end. What's his name? Oh my gosh, how the hell do I not know his name? But yeah, you know who I'm talking about. I had him, and then for the Broncos, I had their defense. So that's the only thing that kept me afloat was their defense. But Patrick Surtain got hurt, and yeah, it was awful. Brock Bowers, there we go. I had Brock Bowers, and he did great that one game. What did he have? Like 3 touchdowns and 150 something yards.
See, but this is the thing I hate about football. I don't want to worry about Brock Bowers in December. I don't want to do it.
I have Sleeper. That's what I use. Sleeper is the platform I use. So, yes, I'm with you on that. We gotta show JP. We'll show him the way.
Just make a league, invite me in. We gotta come up with like a championship belt or a trophy or something.
We do. And in my other league, I was gonna make a belt, but I think I'm gonna do rings. Just because at least, we have so many people I have people in California that are in the league. And if we do rings, at least you get to keep the ring and have it for memory, right? Maybe we could do something like that.
There we go. Good 3D printing is amazing.
Oh
I
gosh.
got this fancy Darth Maul lightsaber hilt. I'm gonna put on the wall back there. 3D
Okay.
printed. Looks
Is
awesome.
that actually 3D printed?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it looks great.
Not bad. Okay. I
Got
thought it was
that
a little
one.
bit different than that. Okay.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's from episode 3. Let's see, what else? I got Leia's lightsaber.
I think us Panther fans have gotten used to rings.
Ahsoka. Rings are fine. The OG, Qui-Gon Jinn. Liam Neeson. We love him.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Then what else do I have? I got Anakin. This is all 3D printed. Everything's 3D printed. Count
Okay.
Dooku. Now I'm just showing off my Star Wars collection.
Oh,
And,
do you want to come on here real quick to talk shit? I'll send you the link.
yeah, come on real quick.
Let me see if I can get this on. We got a
If
few minutes
Valerie,
here.
if Valerie was watching, she'd be into it.
Check your Instagram. Oh, I'll send me a picture of their trophy. Was that 3D?
I have one more coming. I think I'm getting a Yoda lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
I'll send that back to you.
Here's let me remove this. Let's see here. Share this instead. Here's Oz's trophy. Is that 3D? If that's 3D, that's pretty damn impressive.
There we go.
It's okay. We don't need to see ugly face anyways, Oz. You know, you got to turn the unmute button.
I've unmuted him. He's muted himself.
I
The mic isn't connected. He has to give permissions.
Oh man, I'm comfy in bed. I cannot laugh. Boys.
you know,
What's up, buddy?
Typical Eagle fan.
How's it going, boys? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All
Ooze.
right. So we're 3D printing what?
Typical Eagle fan, man. I go to bed early.
It's
1 second,
11:30.
boys. I'm gonna get my headset plugged in here. Just give me 1 second.
Oh gosh. See? You know? This I guess this is what's gonna happen in Philly this year. We're getting a first taste of it. Sees how was the game today? Hoping Jones and Ekblad were ready. Adonis, they lost actually. They lost to Team Moxies. Patrick Laine was incredible. He had 3 goals and 2 assists. He looked really good out there. Ekblad looked a little gas, but you know, it's a pickup game. So I guess it was fun though. I enjoyed it. I got to interview Ekblad after the game. He at first he wasn't really okay. He was like, because it's you, I'll do it. I'll do it real quick. And I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, I'll hope to share it to you guys too. Can't wait.
We're rolling now, huh?
Yes, we were.
Now he's all right. Now he's not muted.
Sorry about that. I had you guys open in the other tab while talking to me at the same time with it coming out of my headset and reverbing because my laptop mic was picking up speaker mic. But now we're good.
And you're a professional podcaster?
Professional, apparently. I don't make money. I heard you have to make money to become a professional. We make no money from our podcast. It's just for the passion.
Amateur. It's amateur.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm right there with you, so I guess I'm not a professional.
No, you're a damn professional. You were just talking about interviewing Ekblad, dude.
Oh, actually, my friend sent me the video of interviewing Ekblad. Do we want to show it here? Do we want to? Let's do it.
Yeah,
see if
because
I
I'm just
can-
gonna keep showing more lightsabers if you don't.
Dude, they're so sick. I did 3D print the trophy though. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah,
That is 3D printed. Yeah. It would be hard to ship,
come
but I
out
can
so
also break
sick.
it down and there's instructions. I have a PDF on how to build it.
like I remember
You can read
buddy getting-
directions.
my buddy getting a 3D print. Well, like all the plans are like it's like open source. Like everybody's just trying to help everybody make something.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But like my buddy was like, he got a 3D printer like when it was first like, available for the home. So like the most he was doing is making like D&D characters, and they were just one color.
That's what I do
Where-
now. I've been making a bunch of little D&D minis and painting them myself.
Whereas now we have a full-blown replica of a lightsaber we saw on screen for maybe 36 seconds in the episode 9.
Damn
And,
right.
like that's wild to me, and it's probably just because they have the they have the real models at Disney World or whatever. But yeah, these are sick, and if I'm just using them for decoration, the hell difference does it make to me?
I mean,
All
hell
right.
yeah, I'm a huge Harry Potter guy, and you go to the Disneyland and you pay $200 for a wand.
Yo,
3D printed one for
whose
30
wand did you get? Whose wand did you get?
I have all of them right now. I printed them all. I didn't buy one. I'm not spending $200 on a wand. They're 30
All
cents.
right. We're
Okay,
done
I did-
talking about Harry Potter.
No.
Sorry,
I
this
got
is a sports show.
Summer hockey in South Florida has become a big event. What brings you to Oklahoma?
One this year, obviously, the last 12 years and one year, and it's fun to get out and watch the players get a good workout. We're obviously not here for the next year, but towards the end of the game, it's nice to get the first line out.
That's pretty awesome, man. So the paint out there is not hardcore rock and no wrinkles.
Turn down the
How
music.
fun is it to go out there and see the boys?
I know.
It feels like it's like backyard hockey. Awesome. Thanks again, Eric. Eric, everyone.
I wanted to like slap the DJ. I don't know who's in charge of the music, but
I'm a
when you
Swiss fan, so you hang the DJ.
but like I was like, damn, what a special moment, and like the fans, they probably didn't get to hear the interview.
No, probably not.
It's a sick
But
moment
hey.
nonetheless, though.
You got video that you talked to him.
Straight up.
Yeah, he was cool. Like when he saw that I was, when he saw that I was doing the mic work next to the bench, he's like, "Oh shit, BigCeaz is doing the mic." He came over to me and gave me a dab, so that was pretty cool.
Dab.
That is really sick.
A dab would be something else, like he gave you acid.
I think that's a
It-
tab.
That's reckless.
Like a dab. You dab each other.
He
Yeah, you
gave
dap
you
someone
some-
up.
DAP.
Dab.
Is it dab?
DAP.
Or
It's
did I?
DAP.
I think a dab is a form of marijuana in a wax consistency.
Dab is like he gave you some Brill cream for some uncomfortable thing. A little dab will do ya. Brill cream.
Oh dear God! No, he didn't give me a dab. He gave me a dap. Is that better?
DAP.
All right. Damn. Well,
I
that
got
came
nothing else.
yeah. So, are you ready, man, for football
Dude.
season? Training camps this week.
Dude, we have I started a dynasty league for the first time, which is essentially you keep your entire team. and
Yeah,
You only draft rookies. It's 3-round draft every year.
I did it last year for the first time. I was awful, bro. Awful. But it gave me a chance to like have a top pick this year. So I'm like, okay.
Exactly. That's the best part about it. It gives you like real fun dynamics. And I'm trying to pitch the idea of adding divisions into this league because there's already dynamics of teams tanking to get more picks and trying to just hoard picks and trading away all their old players to teams that maybe have a chance now and maybe want to take a chance on a guy like, I'm saying take a chance on a guy like Derrick Henry, but it's Derrick Henry. You know, he's the GOAT, but he's
Yeah.
also getting older and maybe he gets injured. There's like some issues maybe that could come along with it. So maybe you take a trade on Derrick Henry and send your future away for it to win now. It's unbelievable.
It is. And who is your dark horse, maybe player that's gonna like surprise everybody this year?
Cam Scattaboo.
I don't know. That backflip he did on stage looked too great.
This maybe isn't too controversial, and especially maybe it is more controversial coming from an Eagles fan. I think AJ Brown is going to have a bounce back here. I think AJ Brown with a change of scenery with Drake May, who's going to be gunslinging, and Drake May also got Romeo Doubs to kind of free up that deep ball option for AJ Brown. We know the guy can come down with the ball. We know if he gets out of his head what he can do. And I think it's just going to be a fresh start in New England for him to go have fun and redefine his legacy, what he is in the NFL.
Are you going to miss him? Tell me the truth.
Like, of course. But it's not like we're not in good hands. Like, Schmitty is amazing. Schmitty is this the dagger? Hurts might run this to run up the clock and just put this game away. Oh, is this the dagger? Jalen Hurts over the top. Devontae Smith, the dagger.
This seems like a lot of like you dream journaling.
It's copium. It really is copium. I don't know what Mekhi Lemon is going to be. I don't think I've seen enough of the kid yet in training camp. I've seen some of his drills, but I don't know what he's going to be. I don't know how he fits into this offense. It kind of feels like we have two slot receiver options where Schmitty was the slot receiver and Mekhi also kind of plays that same short ball option.
Yeah, do you guys see Jalen Smith having a bounce back year? Obviously, new offensive coordinator. You guys do have Lemon as a rookie. I know the thing is, like, I feel like you guys don't have that big receiver.
I agree, but I do believe that, like, I do think Jalen Hurts is a game changer. I know a lot of people don't think so, but we're forgetting the guy set the all-time touchdown record. Sure, it was tush pushes, but he set the all-time touchdown record for a single season. He averaged 70 rushing yards a game 2 years ago. If he can get back to that form, he is a game breaker, and he can break off from within the 20-yard line and go for the touchdown and make that big play. And I think he can get back to that form with a little less drama. Hopefully they don't start doing all this like semantic nonsense with like the positivity bunny. Don't put inflatables in the locker room to try to bring morale up. Just let the guys be guys.
I understand. I just never understood any of his like hype intentions. It just felt like weird.
Like, I'm gonna pull up the stats now because it's honestly fascinating when you look at the Super Bowl that Jalen Hurts lost. He had an unbelievable game. I'm pretty sure it was 500 all-purpose yards. He outplayed Mahomes by a mile. Mahomes had 180 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts had 4 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns with 300 yards. It was ridiculous.
And that's why I will always continue to say defense wins championships.
That's true. It was one play. It was the strip sack. And that's what lost us the game.
And look at last year. The year that you guys won, defense was incredible. Patrick Mahomes couldn't do shit.
Yeah, it was unbelievable in this last Super Bowl. I mean, in the last Super Bowl, he didn't even have to do much. It really was the defense.
And I'm really excited. And I'm really excited to get, your secondary coach, who's now our defensive coordinator.
Sloppy seconds.
Wow.
Sloppy seconds. His prime is over.
Really?
Phenomenal. You're gonna have so much. He's gonna be a delight to you. And we just lost Jeff Stoutland as well, which I think is gonna hurt a lot more than people think. Like, you guys are gonna have a ball with him.
Jalen Hurts is such an interesting character. I'm sick of his speeches and performative dialogue. But no doubt, he's got a positive mentality that recognized by his teammates.
But I mean, are these performative dialogues not earned? He's missed the playoffs once in his career. He's made the Super Bowl twice and won with the MVP.
Hang on. He's way less performative than Ray Lewis ever was.
He's less performative than Jason Tatum.
That's... Man, this is steering hard into very anti-Boston podcast, and I'm here for it.
I'm all for it. Any anti-Boston, I love it.
Me and Tobin, we were loving
Lead to
the
something.
Celtics hate. Those guys were they got what they deserved this offseason.
So,
I gotta say, looking at these stats, Smitty has been the leading receiver in both Super Bowl appearances for the Eagles. Of the score.
and there's nothing wrong with Smitty being the number one guy. I think he can be.
He's a little
but
small, though.
That's the thing. Because, I mean,
He's gonna get
Dallas
hit.
did hold them to not that many yards, and we didn't have a good secondary last year.
Nope.
And as we know, football players get better as they age, right?
And then they hit 29 or 34 and fall off a cliff.
Unless you're
Way
Tom
before
Brady.
34. I'll tell you that much. You have to get them on their rookie contracts to
That's
make it.
true. I remember the Jamal Williams fantasy hype when he was on the Lions. Oh my God, he was a touchdown machine.
Right? And then they get rid of him, and where does he go? Where did he end up going?
I think he went to the Saints and did
Yeah.
nothing. It was him and
I wonder
Kamara, I guess.
because I think Kamara was still there. But Kamara was always injured. I'm like, why don't they just give it to... Yeah, it was weird. It's definitely weird.
Like, JP, what do you actually think about your New York boys coming back off injury? Do you believe both of them are going to come back full form?
I have absolutely no hope for this team. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Did you guys see that that speech by Harbaugh? And like the players, like,
oh, hang on. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Did you see the reaction by the players?
It was like a Space Ghost crowd. Like, Space Ghost plays to nobody, coast to coast.
Oh my God. I can't believe I didn't notice you put AI from Canada version 2001. I was born in 99.
From 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I am the real life Hal. What's
Yes.
that one movie with Tom Hanks when there's like the radioactive, the nuke goes off or something, some reactor, and he's got a robot? Just me? Never mind.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
Are you sure it was Tom Hanks?
Are we sure it was Tom Hanks?
100%.
I'm on it. Tom Hanks. Nuclear movie.
That's exactly what I searched. Finch.
It was
Finch?
Finch.
What the hell?
It was on Apple TV, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a phenomenal movie.
I tried watching it. I fell asleep.
I don't like
Him,
MLS
a dog, and a
enough to
robot.
get it. Yeah, I
It
don't
was
like
him, a
MLS
dog,
enough to get Apple TV.
Yeah. I didn't like it.
But yeah, sorry,
I-
back on the New York boys.
No,
the
more
only thing stopping
more
them is the
2001:
Pro Bowl.
Space Odyssey.
2001 Space Odyssey. That's me.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
And C's your Cowboys. Break it
Oof.
down.
Well, we got Christian Parker. We actually have a defensive coordinator that might actually get along with the players and isn't like so old school where Matt Eberflus was like such. Like the thing is, like the players that he had didn't fit his system, and he was so damn stubborn that he didn't want to change it. And the biggest question I have right now is our linebacking core. Can Overshown stay healthy? I mean, that's probably one of our weakest points. And our defensive ends. We drafted Lawrence from USC. But, I mean, there's still a lot of questions on the defense. We all know how elite the offense can be, right? We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
But the defense right now... Oh, here it is.
A little nervous? Nope. Huh? A little nervous?
A little nervous, man. Nervous, excited, nervous, Nervous like a full game almost. Amazing. Give us a kick off. Standing up here in front of the New York Giants.
New York Giants.
The New York Giants.
New York Giants.
It's a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants.
These players don't remember when the Giants were last
It's
good.
an honor. It's
The
an
New York
honor
Giants.
to stand in front of this room right now.
The New York
I know as
Giants.
coaches, I can feel the same way, right, coaches?
The New
What are those
York
coaches
It's an
going to
Giants.
say?
honor. We've been working, haven't we? We've been working early, we were late, getting ready for today.
Woo!
Today.
Put me in,
Sitting in
coach.
this chair, in this seat, getting to work, getting started.
I got my seat warm.
Because
My
this is where it
seat's
all begins. Together.
Woof. Like, dude, come on.
Oh man, they're gonna put that in a prime show for sure. It's
Oh
gonna
my
be in a Hard
God.
Knocks for sure.
Oh my God. Like,
Oh my
that's the
First
guy
scene
that
in
we
Hard
got from the
Knocks.
Ravens. We're giving him $10 million a year for that.
It's gonna be good though. He knows how to manage a good
No,
defense.
he knows how to
but I
coach.
know, but I want like, Dan Campbell. I want biting kneecaps and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about? The
Where are
New
you going to
York
get Dan
Giants.
Campbell? Where are you going to get another Dan Campbell? You're not going to
Campbell's
poach him away.
one-of-one.
Yeah.
Just find some ogre. They come dime a dozen in the NFL. There's
Would
some
you rather-
ogre from the offensive line.
Who was the Miami head coach? What was his name?
Mike McDaniels. Oh, gosh, no.
You were
Would
about to
rather
say
Mike
Mamdani.
McDaniels? Mike Mamdani.
Mike Mamdani.
Oh, my gosh, dude. No. And
No,
the
but
Dolphin,
he's a nerd.
yeah, but Dolphin players are now coming out, like, calling Mike McDaniels out, saying that he let captains be late for their team meetings.
Oh yeah,
And didn't say anything.
Because he's the new age. He's the new age offensive mind who's all fun and running motion behind the snap.
And because he wanted to be late every once in a while.
Brian Flores? Would you rather Brian Flores? Like, I want John Harbaugh.
Yeah. What about, I mean, look, there isn't many coaches out there. Mike Vrabel was probably the one that I wanted, but we got
Nope.
we got Schottenheimer the year before.
Nope. You don't want that smoke now.
You don't want Mike Vrabel now.
Hey, people love him there. I mean,
Yeah, we're missing a whole part of that story that you're just not focusing on right now. And he's using his puppy as a shield in public appearances now. You see that, dude?
I don't think I did.
Dude, he goes out in public and he just holds his puppy like nobody's gonna. It's like when an NBA player has a bad game and they bring their kid out and sit on their lap. It's like, oh, you're really gonna ask me about my 10-point performance while my kid's sitting here playing Legos?
Oh my God, Mark Vrabel arrives and he's got his dog in a harness.
Yep.
it's crazy how much praise he's getting. And like Diana DeRosa, or whatever her name is,
Diana Rossini.
Rossini or whatever.
It's not whatever her name. She was an important part of sports media until this.
Oh yeah,
That
very
being
important.
said, Mike Vrabel is in the doghouse. That's a new segment for us.
That's not the only place he was in.
Allegedly, we don't know anything.
Allegedly, we do not know anything.
Yeah, but the Patriots initiative.
Oh man, incredible.
Like, who else was even available this offseason? I'm trying to think. Like, the Steelers got a new coach, Mike McCarthy. Would you rather have Mike McCarthy?
Exactly, dude.
Mike
Five
McCarthy walked away
seasons.
from the Cowboys.
No. Cowboys just didn't offer him another contract. It's not that he walked away. I've watched 5 years of Mike
It's
McCarthy.
mutual.
Mike McCarthy, I am so glad he's out. Like, don't get me wrong, he had a couple winning seasons with the team,
I mean, he's a nothing coach.
but just like
He had
the way
Aaron
he runs
Rodgers
his-
and he did less.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll still remember that dude. We had the best record in the division, and we. How do you allow Green Bay to come to your house and just embarrass you? I'll never forgive him for that.
Oh.
Because it
He's
was Mike
in
McCarthy.
the doghouse.
He's in the doghouse.
RC loves Mike McCarthy. I'm sure you do, RC, being a Bengals fan.
They went from a 15-year tenured coach named Mike, who's won 1 Super Bowl and has had 10 years of mediocrity.
Oh, there
to
it is.
another
There it
coach
is.
Named Mike. Oh my God, puppy at the podium.
There we
I'm not
go.
logging into
Oh, look how cute. He even got the jersey on. There we go.
the
What's-
Patriots.
The Patriots. Oh, what a gong show the NFL can be, but man, is it entertaining.
It's gonna be fun. I miss
Oh.
football. I miss football, man.
I have a feeling that this year is going to be magic. Not that every year isn't magic, but I'm feeling a Jameis Winston. I'm blessed to play in the snow kind of year.
Do you believe in magic?
Exactly.
Eating W's.
Cowboys in
Eating W's.
the Salvation Army bin. Like, oh,
Dude, there's nothing better than Thanksgiving. I'm the one that cooks Thanksgiving for my family, and like the relief I feel once the turkey is just out of the oven and resting, and I'd sit down and there's finally football on. I'm like,
Oh, I know. I will never get tired of football being on Thanksgiving.
never. I'm Canadian and I celebrate American Thanksgiving for football.
Oh, okay.
Like we
I
take
wonder,
days off.
are you in the Lord's time zone, or are you in a different time zone?
The Eastern time zone? I don't know what
Yeah.
the Lord time zone. Yes, I'm in the Eastern time zone.
Yeah, Eastern Standard.
I'm in the Lord's time zone. But we take days off. All the boys will get together on that like Thursday and Friday and just sit together and watch football. And then Saturday, everyone gets together and just pigs out.
Did you guys ever play football out in the street when you were little kids, like during Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah. Yep.
It wasn't really during Thanksgiving for us, but like we did. We would just go out and play in the street constantly. Like all the neighborhood kids get together and just start tackling each other on concrete.
It feels weird because you don't see that anymore. I kind of miss those days, man.
No, 100%. It's kids would rather just play Madden on Thanksgiving, simulate the football game that they're going to watch later.
I was a big wiffle ball kid.
Okay, I like me some wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball. I see the TikToks of like pro wiffle ball leagues where these guys.
Bro,
No, come on. No.
Nah, dude,
Don't-
they can pitch like an 8-foot curve.
it is
No.
pretty sexy in that. It is.
No.
And then he
I'm just
rushes them out with
I'm
a plastic
talking
bat.
kids.
The reason
Yeah,
JP doesn't
I'm
like it is
bringing you
probably
down,
because
buddy.
he probably can't hit one of those balls. It's okay, JP.
Especially if I'm throwing it.
Okay, well, let's see how far the mound is from the, plate. But
Oh, it's like 4 feet.
okay, I'll miss. I mean, when I was 12, I was certainly like we had our backyard, and then like the woods was the home run area, so that was kind of where.
Isn't it crazy?
not-
Like when you go back to those places and you think about it, like when you're a little kid, those places seem so huge. And when you grow up, it's like, man, we actually played on this small area.
This kid was a punk.
My voting booths are usually in my elementary schools in my local area. It's like I go back and I'm like looking in the classrooms that I used to be in. I'm like, what the hell? That was my desk.
Oh
It's
yeah,
crazy.
if you go into elementary school, it's like, why is this place so small?
It's built for
And when
like,
you're a little kid, you remember it being huge. Like, oh my god,
Massive.
this place is amazing. Ah,
Those were
good old times.
Those were not the days, I guess. When you think about it.
I mean, hey, I'll say we probably grew up with like the best media in terms of I was born on just like the back end of like the being outside all the time, like
Yeah.
real like just like the 90s kids. And then we got the best tech. We got the best games through like the Nintendo consoles, even the early PlayStations, early Xboxes, and then going into TV and movies. We had the best movies. And now we have
So-
TikTok, like
Yeah.
So-
the new age media.
When you said you were born in 99?
99.
Yeah. So that's kind of right around when the console wars started happening. So like did you pick a side that young?
Like I remember picking a side around like I was probably 9 years old. I picked a side for the Xbox 360 mostly, but we had an
Okay.
Xbox original, but we were mostly Nintendo kids. Like N64 was our jam. Mario Party 3, I would smoke all of you in Mario Party 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
about that,
wasn't
but
good.
That's okay.
I was mostly like video games. Any sports game, I was pretty good at.
I was a big Nintendo kid. Single player, story games, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers. GameCube was like the first system I bought with like saved up birthday money.
The GameCube
So I
was
had that.
electric. The GameCube
Dude,
was. I
so
actually
underrated.
just recently
So underrated.
downloaded Super Mario Smashers, Super Mario Thrashers, the soccer one, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't played it since the GameCube. I didn't know it was on
Strikers.
Nintendo Switch. Strikers.
Strikers. There we go.
Oh man, it's electric.
Dude, it was so much. I broke a controller playing that game with my friend.
Oh my
That,
broken many.
that was, yeah. But it's kind of funny when you're like playing as Yoshi and you just snap a purple controller and you're like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I care this much?
No, but I cemented myself in the Xbox side of the console war for a very long time, and today
Me too.
I'm happy with it.
Well, they're going to be the first one gone. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's what you think. Asha Sharma is our hero.
So Sony is going to. They're kicking themselves in the balls with the no physical discs.
And then Xbox's retaliation, they're pushing a disc to digital program where if you buy a disc and put it in your Xbox, you get a digital license for the game.
Yep. And then
Really?
Nintendo
Yeah,
just has cartridges.
Cartridge is the best.
It's certainly the fastest. It's like playing on a solid state hard drive on your PC.
I haven't played video games in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
I constantly play.
I constantly play. We gotta get
League.
on.
Rocket League.
League?
Dude.
I'm Diamond 1. I'm not Plat.
I know as soon as you said Diamond 1, I'm like, I know you're Plat 3, dude.
The last game I played was MLB The Show.
That game was so
24.
Ooh, so is
I
that in
never knew-
is that in threes or twos?
Twos. I only play twos.
Twos. I only play twos too.
I also
And,
love Madden though. I've also
Diamond
recently
3.
found a
Diamond 3.
Do you remember playing NFL 2K?
The best football game on Dreamcast.
Right? I was so pissed when Madden took the rights to that NFL game.
It's
2K was the
football
most
innovation for years.
Dude, it made the NFL game so realistic,
Oh my god, with Terrell Owens on the cover. How could I
right?
forget?
Remember tapping A to go faster? Oh my god, bro.
And that was like the slick in between Madden and Blitz, where it was like the playability was so good, where it was smooth like Blitz, where like you had that kind of arcade kind of feel, but it also had the realistic part that Madden had. And yeah, man,
That's what you
that's
want.
never gonna happen again. That's never gonna happen
You
again.
don't get that feeling anymore.
No.
Everyone's just trying to make a simulator.
Gosh, could you if Madden didn't take the license, right? Could you imagine where
Well, actually,
But-
honestly, the NBA 2K franchise is a dumpster fire. They release the
Yeah,
exact
no, that's
same
terrible.
piece of dog shit game every year, and then they charge
WWE
you.
2K, it's that studio.
you would
too.
think that they would have learned though from the NFL game?
No, they don't
right?
care. They don't care.
It's just
They,
the only
they
game
spent
that
the money
like,
to have the exclusive license, and they don't care how bad the product is at this point,
Yeah, because they're gonna sell it either way.
because people have to
then-
buy it if they want to do anything close to what it is.
It's
NBA 2K
unfortunate.
is actually on sale right now for $8.99, just so that they can collect on people buying the game to get VC in the game to upgrade your player. It's an unbelievable business model, let me tell you. Talk about a pyramid scheme.
This is why I don't even buy new games anymore. Like I'm primarily PC, so like
Nice.
I just have an Xbox controller and I use it on my PC, and then I use Nintendo Switch for everything else. But like I wanted that new Batman game that came out 2 months ago, the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight or whatever. I didn't even buy it. Waited 2 months. It's already 20% off.
Wow.
That's the
It's
way
like,
to do it, man.
I'm never gonna buy a game at full price.
Nope.
Nope.
And
Same here.
there's also websites called I think it's G2A. You can buy like resold license, like people will get the code and then resell it.
Oh, the
for a cheap
license.
price.
Yeah, I used to do that on Woot.com
That's the
back in the day.
Always gotta get a deal, man.
Boot.com.
Oh man, that's crazy. Well, gentlemen, we got
Let's wrap it here.
yeah.
Wrap it
Let's Oz. It was great to have you on, even though it was for a little bit. Real quick, what do you think? I want to get your thoughts though before we let you go on
Before
LeBron
you
James.
sleep.
On LeBron James being in Philly.
It's too much talent to fail. It really much is a Leafs cup or bust aura around that team. You have to go win. You have no choice. You have all the talent in the building. Everyone's been there, done that, except for Embiid, Maxey, I guess. But you have elite leadership with LeBron. Everyone just, if you fall in line under LeBron, he makes people better. He made J.R. Smith look like an all-star. He makes countless of his teammates look like an all-star. Fall in line, trust LeBron because he is the GOAT, and he'll get you to the promised land. But I think it's going to be a dumpster fire. It really is Brooklyn Nets.
That's exactly my thought, dude.
It's a bunch of guys who are probably like, not to say out of their prime, but just it's not going to mesh. I don't think they complement each other well, and I don't think they're going to fall in line. Everyone wants to be the one.
I just feel like they have too many old players and not enough bench players to, because they do have a great starting five. But other than that, who do they have?
Nope.
I would say that of all the viable options, that is the only spot where he could actually walk into the room and call his own shot. Because Miami, Bam is 1A there.
Yeah.
If you
But
look at
even
the Knicks,
still,
Brunson, you have Steph Curry, you have whatever the Cavs are doing. I suppose he would have been the 1A in Cleveland, but it was also
Even
pretty
still,
obvious that
though,
he didn't want to
if-
play with Harden.
if Embiid plays, I know he doesn't play games, but if he plays,
Yeah,
70
how many?
games,
How many? I can count them on one set of hands here.
if he could play 70 games in a season, like he is the guy. He's been in Philly forever. They keep giving him contracts, and they've given him like they're building teams around him. Like Embiid is their guy. He is the 1A. I don't know if Embiid is going to step down. Like in the playoffs, in Game 7 of Round 1, tie game, or you're down 1. Who's taking the shot?
If I'm Philly, I'm putting Embiid in bubble wrap until like the playoffs.
How much was that shot worth? I would like to know. Total up all of his contracts leading up to that shot. How much was that worth?
Zero. He's done nothing. He's done nothing in his career. MVP votes. But
Yeah.
he is their guy. They've made
He
it
is.
apparent that he is their guy. And so I just don't know, like, if you're like Sixers head office, do you say everyone fall in line behind LeBron, or LeBron, welcome to the team? This is what Embiid's been doing.
That's really it. And I think
I think it's too
to be
awkward
honest,
of a conversation.
very quickly. No, I think very quickly. I think that the Lakers didn't want LeBron. LeBron pivots the PR to say, I'm going to head out. I'm going to go do my own thing. And then all of a sudden it comes out that it's not about the money. It's about this, and this. It means that they put feelers out for the rest of the league where actually nobody's willing to pay LeBron what he thinks he's worth. And then it's like, oh, we have to just find something, in the $8 million range.
I don't know, man.
Interesting, but I don't buy that.
I don't buy it. Having LeBron in the building just sell seats. If it puts
Yeah.
bums in seats alone, like it's just worth it.
Now with
From
the
an
Lakers. Now with the
organizational
Lakers.
Even with the Lakers, I mean, I know there's a lot of diehard fans there that are ultimately be Laker fans no matter what. LeBron was loved in LA.
Like I'll say, as a
I don't know
Canadian,
about that.
I traveled to LA with one of the sole purposes to be seeing LeBron play. And when you go in that stadium, there's LeBron Cavs jerseys. There's people wearing
Yeah.
Lakers whatever jerseys with a goat mask on to like support LeBron. Like it's very much LeBron culture wherever LeBron is. He's legit.
So-
He's La League.
So it's I think maybe it's okay. So at this point, maybe it's him trying to say to the league, I'm bigger than any team you have.
That probably.
I
I'm
can
going to
see
finish
that.
my
I-
career.
I could
with
agree
the
with that.
76ers.
I
The
could agree with that.
76ers of all teams. I'm going to go 76ers.
And it's crazy because everywhere he's gone, he's won a championship.
Yeah, I mean the bubble was weird, but
Yeah.
Chip. They don't ask
He
how,
still
they
won
ask
it.
how many.
I don't.
still
He
won
had to go back to. He had to go back to Cleveland and get another one. But
I still think that if Dragic was
and
healthy, we
Kyrie
would have
kind of
won.
won that one for him. But well, that's another story for another day.
He still won it.
Still won it.
But
All right,
gentlemen, it was fun catching up with you, Oz. I'll hit you up and let you know about the fantasy football. Say
I'll
hello
whoop
to
that
the
ass.
boys.
100%, boys. Thank
Hey,
you so
when are
much
you
for
guys
having
going
me
back?
on.
When are you guys starting back up?
You know, actually, funny enough, I'm going to Lebanon in a week for 2 weeks, and then we're starting up. So probably end of August.
All right, dude. Be
Oh,
safe
okay.
there.
I will. It's gonna be a great time. I'll send you pictures.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome. Wrap it
As
up.
always, boys, stay sweaty. Take it easy, and it was a pleasure being on.
Awesome, Oz.
Take it
Appreciate you.
easy.
All right, dude.
Oz from the Sweaty Trio podcast. Shouts out to him. Love him, even though he's an Eagle fan. JP, anything else, brother?
I got nothing, man. I've
Oh no, we do have a show tomorrow.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh,
Yep.
what happened?
Let me no. We'll sidebar. Let me see here. Yeah, nothing yet. Yeah, I'll talk to you. But we can do a show tomorrow if you want. Either way.
Well, if there's nothing tomorrow, we might just because I'd like to promote it. So maybe let's just write him and we'll talk on the side. We'll talk on the side. All right.
Yeah, we should definitely do this on stream.
Anyways, thanks everybody. Love you guys. Appreciate it. None of this happens without you guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate Tobin for coming on. It was so much fun chatting it up with him. I'm excited for the Miami Heat season and Florida Panthers season, and love his work. So thank you again, Tobin. JP, thank you for holding the fort down. Appreciate it, brother.
Dude,
And yeah, keep tuned, guys, because more content coming up. Can't wait. Thank you, Alexis. We'll be making that our ways over there to the cricket league too. So, thank you, Adonis. Appreciate it, man. And like I always say, guys, one shift at a time, one period at a time, one lifesaver at a time. Let's go.